Yo, what's up, boys? It's your boy Beats by Ash, back at it again with another banger. Today we have FlyQuest representing North America taking on VKS, the team that no one has never heard of from South America, to decide who is the champion from the Americas. In the draft, we have got Cassante, Wukong, Annie, Corky, and an Alistar for the heroes FlyQuest. And for the villains, we have a Rumble, Jarvan, Galio, Kaisa, and Poppy. Gold advantage is currently even. We are just getting into the first game. I predict a swift 3-0 for the Americans.
And speaking of pressure, Quad has been putting that on in the mid lane here early. Already made Miru take his first back, forcing those early potions, utilizing the lane bully power of the Annie with all the range on the auto attacks, with that range versus melee advantage, just being able to force the Galio out of lane during the first couple of levels, as we will see Disamus down here on this bottom side river, waiting for the Scuttle Crab to spawn as Inspired finishes up his full clear.
And it definitely is worth noting that Quad is running the Electrocute version of Annie, the big burst version. He was one of the ones that was actually a pretty big fan of the Phase Rush Annie at MSI and has played that version a lot. But into the Galio here, into this composition, he is just going for the upfront really big burst, and that Electrocute is also benefiting him in lane. Now, it means that you do give up some of the defensive options of the Phase Rush and the extra move speed there, but it means you have to be very good with when you time your shield and your own self-speed burst. Meanwhile, bottom side still remains fun down here.
Yeah, you can see the Hex Flash from the brush from Busio, but immediately Trimby's steadfast presence stops the follow-up for the rest of the engage. Nice stun, though. Busio and Masu make sure they stick around long enough to get the extended trade, but Morteo's doing a good job firing back into Busio as both supports are reduced down to about 400 HP.
You can see early on, FlyQuest is playing very aggressively in all three lanes. There was a bit of a strange jungle path from Inspired early. He actually did blue to Wolves to Gromp, so that's why his Wolf Camp just respawned, and now he's going to Gromp. That delayed his full clear, made it so he couldn't contest the bottom crab and ended up going for the top crab. He's still the same number of camps. He was probably just guarding against some type of surprise Jarvan engage. So Inspired's playing kind of the conservative early game with the Wukong and trusting his to get their advantage on their own.
Inspired going for the full clear here.
Advantages, it is a pretty big advantage up here in the top lane, specifically 2 waves for Whippo's Cassante over.
Sorry, I just had to
and there is, of course, more
add some people in the Discord.
But that wave continues to be shoved in as the trading remains aggressive.
Ooh, Miru's getting low here.
Getting that wave shoved up now with the Galio, that powerful wave push that you all were talking about earlier as he gets those levels.
I do think that VKS has a slight edge in the draft with the Galio. Galio into Annie is pretty much a bastard matchup for the Annie, but Annie is ahead 7 CS, 161 gold lead. Now, surprisingly, the jungler for the South Americans actually has a slight CS lead on Inspired, the player of the year here. That is quite surprising to me.
FlyQuest have done a very good job of tracking the Jarvan, tracking Disamus.
Okay, Jarvan is looking for a gank, and I don't think it's really viable. I think he's just kind of wasting time. Inspired is backing to the base. I mean, he could try to sneak the dragon, but it's probably not worth it. He does not have bot priority. But he does have a Galio that is level 6, so... Oh, and that is a huge Tibbers. That is a huge Tibbers. He might be able to bait Quad into the river. Yeah, I don't think Quad's going to fall for it. He knows his jungler's coming back from the base. Okay, so now Inspired does have a slight item advantage on the Jarvan here. Busio coming over the wall. Tibbers control, baby. Tibbers control. Tibbers will walk him out. The classic Alistar from Busio, aka the Bard God. Easy first scuttle for Inspired. Andy has bot priority. I think it's very likely that FlyQuest will attempt to take the first dragon and VKS will trade for the Void Grubs. Just based on the way that the lanes are working out here.
Quite good for FlyQuest. They've been able to track the Jarvan so much early on. There was no early, like pre-6 ganks where he's blowing flash or anything. And as
Yeah,
you mentioned,
I feel like
Inspired being able to get to the level 6 first here on Wukong.
kind of a big mistake to not go for a pre-level 6 gank with the Jarvan. Jarvan is a champion I picked up quite a bit recently, and I feel like you want to gank early and you want to gank often with Jarvan in order to get that the most value here. Because I do think that Jarvan does not scale nearly as well as Wukong into the late game. Now, the nice thing about Cassante is you just can't die. It's so difficult to get dived when you're playing Cassante. In fact, I think he's one of the most annoying champions to play against. Okay, Corki's going to be able to pick up that cannon wave, which is good.
And I also feel like it's time for VKS to try and get Rumble away from this Cassante. Bwipo has built double null magic, so he's really trying to void the damage that he brings in. But FlyQuest with a surprise two-man bot while Grubs are up to try and get some damage on Miru.
Yeah, Miru in a little bit of trouble here. Does take quite a bit of burst damage as Busio blocks his Justice Punch for the disengage. But with FlyQuest having 2 men in the bottom lane, VKS knows they have an advantage up here around the Grubs. They're already going to secure Grub number 1, but it's FlyQuest using a teleport, ready to try to take the fight. Could turn into a 4v4 here very swiftly. As now the engage, Inspire goes in. Trimby's going to be the first.
This is very interesting.
Inspired hasn't found anybody here just yet, and he has to flash away. Disarmus tries to get the
Honestly, I would have just traded the Void Grubs for the Dragon, you know?
FlyQuest backing away. Bwipo's getting burned. The Grubs still being taken by VKS.
Personally, I just do not think that the Void Crabs are nearly as valuable as the Dragon for FlyQuest. And the reasoning is that in order to gain value from the Void Grubs, you need to be able to push out lanes. And thus far, their bot lane has been unsuccessful pushing out waves without the help of Galio rotating from mid. And mid quad can pretty much stall the lane with Tibbers.
I feel like they may have underestimated their damage. I wasn't sure if quad.
I think that was kind of just a bad decision to try to contest the Void Grubs in general. I probably would have tried to trade Dragon, or I would have just went into their boss side jungle and just take something. But instead, they traded nothing, and I think Inspired there lost his flash, if I am correct. Yeah, he did lose his flash on that exchange. So overall, negative exchange from FlyQuest, but somehow they still maintain a 200 gold advantage.
Close at all, so definitely some good value there from
Poppy just hitting level 6 here. That's going to be big when contesting the first Dragon. Corki is there to pick up that wave. A late game Corki is a scary Corki. Kai'Sa just got her second components going back to lane. I'm actually very surprised that Galio started with the Dark Seal. That guy is way too overconfident. I think it's very unlikely that he's going to get enough value out of that Dark Seal to justify starting with that, considering his Jarvan did not gank pre-6.
That last game one with an Ivern jungle and the Relia top lane was much more of a scaling draft for FlyQuest, so I feel like VKS is okay with this pace of the game, because this is a situation where if they do get that one good fight, and Morteus' Kai'Sa can end up getting a couple kills like he did yesterday against 100 Thieves, Vivo K-Stars would be off to the races.
Yeah, definitely has a lot of possibility of carrying there. Morteus has done really well.
Okay, the Galio just hit level 9. That's pretty big.
International competition, so
Inspired is in the top lane. Jarvan is in the top lane.
For FlyQuest. In fact, a perfect record.
That's pretty good.
So he's
honestly, I don't necessarily understand why Corki is so good in pro play, but so terrible in ladder. Corki is a weird champion.
We'll see if the Trinity Force for Masu ends up being,
but I guess he just has like a really high attack speed.
Then want to use that to fight off of.
So one thing that we talked about,
I think he has a good range. If somebody knows why Corki is good, let me know down below.
It got to 21 minutes, and there was only 1 kill on the board. We're already up to 11 minutes into this game, with first blood still yet to be claimed. No dragons.
One thing you'll notice about FlyQuest is they often do not take fights that they don't think that they're going to win. But most of the time, they are. When they do take a fight,
and I think FlyQuest might want to fight this.
One
It
second.
will depend on if they find a good angle, because they do have completed items on the Annie and the Cassante, but it looks like Inspired is probably just going to walk this one out without his flash, isn't willing to call and engage.
Honestly, great early game then for VKS, grabbing those first couple of neutral objectives as FlyQuest tried to contest the first, failed to find anything of value, and then strictly concede the second.
Yeah, vision control means so much. When you have priority early into the
Alright,
river
cool.
here for VKS,
I am back.
And Busio walking
Yeah, basically what I
from
was saying
base
is,
means
like,
it's very difficult for
FlyQuest often does
to
not
walk
take
in. I
team
think that's a
fights
good
that they don't
vision
think
toggle from
they're going to be able to
observers
win.
there, to show some of
And the way that they
difficulties.
play,
And
they
you have to
pretty
walk
much
in past a
win
Poppy
most of
and
their
a
lanes,
Galio
so they
here.
don't really
And so
have to take a
VKS
lot of
do a very
risks
good job,
with the
not
way they
only on
play.
the Dragon, but then they rotate their resources over to bottom lane. They get a turret plate
Okay, they might
here,
get a plate here.
for Morteos. He's going to get 2 turret plates knocked off as Trimby tries to delay
Oh,
Busio's entry
that's
as
actually
well.
kind of bad.
And yeah, that is 2 turret plates.
Equalizing the gold in the bottom lane. The Galio's caught back up. They have 2 objectives. They're even in gold. This is a success in terms of early game.
Yeah, this is
for
not
VKS
great
Stars.
for
Makes it
FlyQuest
very
here.
exciting because you know that a lot is going to come down to executions within the team fights here. When we do get our explosive team fights on single item completions, which are really rolling in now. The Trinity Force I mentioned earlier, that one is completed.
Wukong with the
and you
triple
already
longswords
had the
right now.
Malignance and the Kinnick Rooker done here for Bwipo, which by the way, since it's both AP solo lanes there for VKS,
I always hate playing against
it is a
Wukong
really good
because, like,
rush item for Bwipo.
the
It's very,
decoy,
very tanky. You can go in,
when you're
use the
playing
shield,
in low
and
elo,
try and back off.
the decoy can get you sometimes because people be walking around like bots, and it's hard to tell a bot from a Wukong, you know?
Matching into later.
Yeah, you can see the second Trinity Force is close to being completed for the FlyQuest side here on Inspired's. Wukong on the other end, though. Kraken Slayer done for
Ooh,
Morteos.
okay.
Although now the fight quad getting caught
That's
out
scary.
here. The
Oh,
burst
that's
is
really
down,
bad.
Dude, that was
and
nice.
So is the mid laner.
That's really bad.
Morteos with the rest of VKS. A double kill for the AD carry to start this off.
And that's the pop
That's not
they were
good.
waiting for when Morteos can get a couple kills. He took over the
Okay.
game yesterday.
Inspired
Once again,
defends
they
his
find the right angle. That was a numbers advantage
bird successfully,
in the river,
but they do have a ward and they're going to
punishing
get a plate in
both
exchange. That's not
Quad
very
and
good.
Busio.
And that is just Quad walking into danger there. They actually had
And
seen
he
the
is backing
Galio
on top of
walk
wards.
deeper
Now they
into
know
the
that they
river
can just push for a second
preemptively.
plate
And so,
without
yeah, you
risking
see this
anything.
on a ward, Miro. So FlyQuest have vision of him. Quad is down there in kind of no man's land. It's the danger spot of mid lane. Busio tries to come save him, but it is no hesitation from Vivo.
That was such a
Stars.
risky
It is
Alistar
all in.
punch.
It is instant follow-up for Morteos, and we have seen this before. When Morteos Kaisa gets fed early on,
And Busio's in trouble again. This is terrible. This is terrible. He had to use the flash.
From Trimby nearly kills off Busio. He has to spend both summoner spells just trying to get away from this. FlyQuest are playing with disrespect towards VKS. They are messing around, and they are finding out.
You can see Trimby also talking about his past experience with Inspired, trying to get some revenge. Inspired wants something back here with this Rift Herald spawning soon. They just lost a fight. Don't want the game to get out of
Ooh,
control.
this is not
But they're
good.
in river looking
Okay.
for a fight.
Hold on, a TP's coming in from VKS. Whippo with the flash over the wall, trying to stay alive.
No
Dissolve is
sums.
ready to follow here with the EQ combo. All five
At least he
from
got the
VKS
scuttle.
in the area now.
It's gonna
As the
increase their
Herald is going to be
positioning to
started up,
defend
but
his Herald, but I don't
FlyQuest
know
is
if they
still
can get
trying
it.
to challenge. Masu fires off a couple of rockets. FlyQuest ready to full send for this.
The anti-TP might be a little bit late here. He gets in. The Tibbers is here. Tibbers control. Okay, let's go. Yes, sir. Bro, Cassandra is just so broken, man.
Oh my god.
The Corky Ace, okay.
Quadra kill.
really came up huge in this team fight.
Just when you thought FlyQuest was in danger, they punch back in a
I see
huge
Corky
way.
played
You
so
weren't
often,
sure
but I never really
if
understand like
FlyQuest
why
was gonna
Corky
fight
is
this,
good.
which
Because I
is
just don't
why
see like
Evo K-Star started
that he
because they're
provides
trying to get
anything
the
unique.
Andy
But people
teleport
always
in.
play him in pro
However,
playing.
FlyQuest
I think it's
finds
just because of
the
his
game
range
with the
and his
teleport coming
mobility.
in so that Evo
I don't really
K-Stars
specifically
cannot
know what he
back away.
does because not a lot of people
Amazing
play him
engagement
in
by
solo,
Busio's
but
Alistar, and the TPs come in to clean up.
I assume that he has like a high mobility
Both
speed since he has a
Whippo
freaking
and
airplane.
Quad teleporting. You saw Quad ult the front line. He got 2 of them, and then Whippo immediately.
Dude, they need to nerf
charged
Cassante.
through,
Cassante just
knowing that they
like
could
takes
chase
too
them all
much
down,
damage. He's just
and
like a
it makes
walking
it
shield. It's so annoying.
easy here for Masu to clean them up. The Corky is just
That was a
rattling
huge turn of the
off kills
tides,
there
and then they just
on
get the
2
Herald
item
there.
power spike, and we're right back to the action, right
And
back
now
to
we're at a
live.
3K
That just
gold lead.
explodes Flowers into a 3,000
Honestly, now
gold lead for
all
FlyQuest.
that
3,000 gold lead.
FlyQuest needs to do is just maintain this
VKS
lead and
getting
they'll
the
just
first 2
win.
kills. And the first turret going to FlyQuest. It's completed feats of warfare empowered boots on top of the 3K gold lead.
Wow,
That
that's
was a
huge.
huge pendulum swing for
Corky with the empowered
Absolutely,
boots
just
is so
like that,
oppressive.
They're in control of the game, and that's how it always ends up feeling with these FlyQuest games, with their ability to capitalize. But now VKS
Oh,
going for a
that's
flash
not good. That's not good. And he ulted. It's not good. Oh my gosh. Okay, he traded.
VKS get what they came for, but
Kaisa getting the shutdown is pretty bad.
Versus Whippo off on the side here at the same time. Whippo wants a little bit more blood. He's looking for the angle, but Trimby is ready to defend his top laner. Whippo's not done yet, as the blast cone can't be taken. Busio is ready to follow. He goes in, but he's ejected, but the rest of the team is not. Quad takes the kill, 7-3 FlyQuest.
Okay, how much work is Busio doing in this game? Did you see that defense of his AD carry? Masu with no flash on Corki in the mid lane. Busio comes in,
spacing
and he
is
looks
insane.
like the true hero there because they 2v4 are still good for one. They go
Wukong
1-for-1 on
does
AD
have a lot of the
carries,
gold, which is
and
good.
then FlyQuest are able to
Corki's
make the
5-1.
rotation
That's
over
scary.
into the jungle to supplement Whippo's aggression on that side, and it allows FlyQuest to chain together objectives. That's going to be the dragon for them. Thomas is trying to get something out of the enemy jungle, but there's no camps there, my friend.
And Quad slowly trying to make it
Interesting
over
that
to
guy
this
was
lane
willing to
without
buy a
dying. I
Dark
love how
Seal on a
aggressive
Rumble.
Whippo is playing here now on the Cassante. He's found a way to
I would
consistently
not
lock
be willing to
himself
risk a
against this
Dark
Rumble, but
Seal
even
when
if
you're
he's
playing
against
into a
the Galio,
Cassante.
he's in a good position.
Cassante's just too hard to kill, man.
As long as he's not
Unless
in
you
a
plan
team
on
fight
lane swapping.
against the Kaisa, he's nearly unkillable in these 1v1 scenarios. You could see once Trimmy came over, even if it was 2v1, Whippo was still pushing them both back.
Yeah, and Busio really like the performance we've seen. Now, all the supports have been rushing.
We want to see the Bard.
This
That's what the people came to see.
item,
Show us the
and,
Bard.
Pretty strong.
Even the full tanks, you know, get it, and they get to have a big impact on team fights. We'll see here, because remember our caveat for the two compositions here was going to be how big of an effect is the Poppy actually going to have in some of these team fights, you know, as far as being able to interrupt engages or get big Poppy ultimates on ejecting
Okay, he gets the
people.
ward down. That's
And
huge.
so far, it does seem like Busio has the support advantage so far. See if he can keep that one going. He did get a decent amount of very deep wards here through the red quadrant to set up some plays for
7
FlyQuest.
assists
If we catch
already.
anyone in transition.
I mean, Busio has just had an amazing split, honestly. Like, this guy has leveled up so much. He was
Redemption
already a
is
good
just
support
so
coming into the year.
busted,
We
man.
remember the
It does
near
so
victory
much.
against Gen G at Worlds last year, but throughout all of 2025, he's leveled up a ton, and he's really just putting on a support showcase here in this first game.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to emphasize it. He's got 100% kill participation. His only death was a good support death where he valiantly protects, you know, AD carry. Well, actually, he was trying to protect Quad in the death. Actually,
Yeah.
that was the one where Quad was caught in mid lane in no man's land.
Ooh.
I mean, all
He's
deaths
gonna
are
miss a
valiant.
soldier there.
He's trying to defend his teammate.
I think he missed 2 soldiers on that.
Solo queue.
Flowers. Speaking of valiant deaths, Otacon 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So it's coming up. The last time these two teams played, VKS tried to make an early play before Otacon,
Shoot me.
going for a fight in the bottom lane. It backfired. That's when FlyQuest really got control of the game. But now it's FlyQuest with the upper hand. So how?
Honestly, what I noticed is, like,
Vivo, Cade Stars,
unless
versus
one team
Otacon
has just been
to start the fight. They
ace,
already have that
whoever
bottom lane turret
starts the
on
Otacon,
1/3 health, so they're gonna
if
be
they
looking to
start
take
it, like,
control of this area and probably
pre
I
30
absolutely
minutes,
love how we
or maybe
already
even
just
pre
get cheers
25,
from
if they
the
start it
crowd
off
on
spawn, whoever
spawn.
starts it is just
They
at such a
know
disadvantage.
this objective
Because it just does so much
causes
damage.
action.
But I mean,
It causes blood.
they have a
Ever since
Cassante
this
and
thing
an
was
Alistar
put
to tank,
into the
so-
game, it has been the site, you know, for so many games being determined. I think that teams have gotten a lot better at controlling their setups, especially when they are ahead on this thing. Teams have gotten more used to pulling Otacon into a favorable position for them. It is one of the things that is kind of weird about this objective.
Bro, I got home
Not
and that
necessarily
waffle
similar
put me to
others, 'cause it
sleep,
stops
dog.
when it casts, but seems like we won't have anybody rushing headlong into some big Otacon throws.
And I think part of the reason for that
Bro,
is
that
with
stuff
both
looked good.
turrets up, it gets even
Yeah.
more dangerous to take because the fallback from Otacon in any type of fight into a turret just makes it kind of impossible to take that objective in a safe way.
And the other thing I'm looking at, item completions. Critically, many players are close to those second full completed item power spikes right about now. Quad already has his, with the Malignance plus the Leandri's Torment. Masu is almost there because he's got Trinity Force and most of the way stacked towards the Muramana from the Manamune. Meanwhile, across the aisle, Morteos does have his Ginsus alongside the Kraken Slayer, but Miru is the one who is waiting to fully complete that second item, and I feel like whoever can try to hit those power spikes
This is
first
the
might be
North and
one
South
to be the
America
one taking the
Championship
fight.
Finals.
As Miru jumps out of the brush, going in after Quad, but
Okay.
Inspired is here to try to back up his mid laner, and it looks like nothing else is going to happen there. Just a chunk on the
Just
Quad
fly
and a
North
force of the
American?
Tibbers.
Yeah,
and I
they're from
also
the
think
USA.
another thing in this game
The other
just
team is from
experience
Brazil.
advantage for FlyQuest. We have Whippo as the richest man in the game in terms of experience, but then Inspired.
4 out of 5 people on FlyQuest were
yes, they have the gold, but they also
put on
have
the
experience
first
advantage
all
as
team
well.
of the
And
year.
something that always happens in these Inspired games is he's so
FlyQuest has
diligent
just been the
about
best
making sure
team
he's
in
collecting
North
his
and South
kills as fast
America
as possible.
by a long
He's
shot
always
for
ahead
like
of the
4
other
years.
Okay, so we're hitting second item power spikes critically when you're looking at Whippo having the Jack Show, when you're looking at Sundered Sky Uninspired. But it's also 3 fully completed items now for Masu. As soon as he casts a couple more spells, he'll have the Muramana alongside that Spear of Shojin here too. Yes, the tier 1 turret will fall down there in the bottom lane for the FlyQuest side. But Masu's Corki, 5, 1, and 1. 3 fully completed items now with the
It's a scary
Muramana all the
Corki.
way evolved. This guy will be the story of the team fight. If VKS can eliminate him early, they've got a great chance. If they don't, his damage is absolutely insane.
And with Flash Barrier, he's got a lot of outplay potential as well in these fights. There's summoner spells up for everyone, though. The one thing they don't have on the side of FlyQuest is a way out of a Jarvan Poppy perfectly timed
Welcome to the
wall
show.
stun, whereas Morteus would have the cleanse. With FlyQuest, it's smart to start the Dragon here rather than the Otacon because it's a much safer objective.
And they already, you can see they did their early work getting
Yeah, I've been streaming.
here super early on, so all of the approach angles are lit up. And VKS know it is way too risky for them to even go mess
No,
with
I
it.
think your mic was muted because I didn't hear you at all until just now.
Not a tremendous amount of value there. They do not want to.
Oh yeah, you might have been. It might have been like a server issue. You might have been like disconnected or
And at
something.
the same time, Whippo goes top, and as we've talked about,
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes there's like an update, and you have to like reclose and run as administrator. Because they'll do periodic updates.
That tier 1 turret is so close to death, he just doesn't have enough damage.
Why?
What do you mean? You got to root for the Americans. If you don't root for the Americans, you're a communist.
Up there as the rest of FlyQuest remains on the bottom side. Baron still isn't alive for another minute and change, so that means Otacon still is the great focus here for both sides as FlyQuest.
Yeah, but they're from the other team is from South America. They're a third world country. I have no respect for them. They're the ones who people from
They introduced Kratom.
dude, people from VKS, they're the people responsible for sending illegal Iron players to feed in the bot lane to our country. Okay, that was a terrible Galio ult. Tibbers. Tibbers control. Okay, no flash on Kaisa. Let's go. GG's. See you in the next game. Sign the slip, Judge. Sign the slip. We'll see you in game 2.
Busio just goes straight in and a really nice path up by
Just gonna clear all your wards.
As the tower is going down and the teleports are coming in, he engages
And just take the
fight,
Atacon,
and
it's just
Whippo
GG.
immediately follows
Atacon
up
OP.
too, which makes it very easy for the FlyQuest backline to just murder the rest of these VKS champions, and FlyQuest reward.
Atacon is so broken and it's just so snowbally. I wish that Atacon would just be removed from the game. I think it's dumb. 9 out of 10 times, the Atacon just benefits the team who's already like landslide ahead. Because if you're not a landslide ahead, the Atacon is just too risky to take anyway. And I don't think there's like really any way to like change it to make it like better. I feel like it's just like a snowbally objective that has no like purpose in the game.
Just like the upgraded boots, it gives it to the team that's winning.
Yeah, I hate that. The upgraded boots is just the most bullshit thing that's been added in the past like 6 years. I would say the upgraded boots is more impressive than the Atacon, because at least there's a risk associated with the Atacon because it does a lot of damage. The boots is just like, haha, I win, you lose. It's like there's just a guy who's like a one-legged man and they're like, all right, let's go chase down the one-legged man and just chop down his cane and then kick him in the head while he's down.
Busio directly answered your question about the value of Keeper's verdict. Trimby was channeling the ulti as Busio flashed forward for the pole.
There's a lot of old people in that crowd.
Zeroed it out.
Yep, and then they just delete him off the map.
Yeah, I was
So
surprised how many
very
40-year-old
big
people are in the
stuff
crowd
there.
with their
Now you're
children.
sitting with 8 kills on Masu.
Well, no, there's
And the
like
goal they set
60-year-olds
even
in
bigger on
there.
him.
Really?
Inspired,
Yeah.
the most valuable player of the entirety of
rewatch
the
the
LTA.
one.
Going for it.
Block the flash engaged.
Tibbers
Dishonest is
control.
your target. Inspired, ready to jump over the wall with the clone. Second stun coming in from Quad and a bonk over the head. Jarvan's dead. FlyQuest 12 kills
Bonk
to
over the
4,
head.
and
Jarvan's
now
dead.
The enemy jungler dead. The main engage out of the picture. They're going to continue going in even more. Busio
I don't know about that.
onto the wall, but the follow-up is
That was a little bit risky.
Inspired wants the cyclone. Finds it, but
They're
again,
just
no
getting
follow-up.
ran
Morteo's at the
down
killer
now.
Wow.
Quad takes him out.
There's
Trippy's
nothing we
about to
can
die
do.
now,
They're
too.
cooked.
Masu without
I think they can
forward.
end.
Big one hits, but he needs
Okay,
one more
yeah.
shot, and he finds it. Masu with
They
yet
gotta take out that
another
time.
kill. FlyQuest.
Bro, and he just
with
stole
their
the little
advantage.
healing inside the base. They're gonna be able to end.
This advantage. They're going to look to take probably 2 inhibitors, maybe even more.
C9's washed. They don't have any good
Inhibitor
players
turret is
anymore.
down. First inhibitor down here in the bottom lane is your target. Miru
Oh,
tries to
yeah,
get
no, I
away.
don't know how 100 Thieves lost. I mean, they just straight up choked.
Alongside Masu. Miru's already out of the picture.
100 Thieves still gonna be in Worlds, but they're just gonna not. There's no way they make it out of group stages. I think there's a chance that FlyQuest makes it out of group stages and then loses in like after that maybe. For this tournament, I don't know. I know in Worlds there's $1 million on the line for first place, and then it goes down from there. But I don't know how much is on the line in this tournament. I would assume like 100K, probably somewhere around that.
And just like that, they end the game. 12 kills for Masu. What an explosive ending. And Masu will keep his undefeated Corki.
But I'm sure there's like a lot more on the line than that. I'm sure like because if you win, you're probably gonna get like more sponsors and stuff.
God, at 28 minutes, it was a 12,000 goal lead. At 14 minutes, they were down 1,500. That's the turn.
Bro, who invented this structure where you have to walk alongside
I was
the
just
people?
thinking that, bro.
Like, I've never seen that in any sport ever. Like, it's just like, hey, I just beat you. Haha, fuck you. And just walking next to this guy who just clapped you. That just must feel so awkward. Every other, like, game or
Get the
sport.
walking shame.
Yeah, either just, like, have one team exit first or, like, exit in opposite sides. Why do you not just have, like, locker rooms on the opposite sides?
A lot more series to play in this one. But
I know.
we continue
They're just walking
with this
next to
series,
each other and
we
it's
have some
like,
important
hey
news
man,
to
did you see
share
when I
about
ganked
the
your ass? Like,
2026
Yeah.
I hate you.
Hey, remember when I tower dived you and you just died? Yeah, we used to put
Sorry,
through
man. How do you like not secretly be mad about that? If I was walking next to, imagine like in your own raid games walking next to the person who camped your lane. You want to fight.
Yeah, you walking across that dude with the turret.
I was just thinking that. Imagine you're just walking past and you're just like, I fucking hate you. You are a piece of shit for playing Heimdinger. End yourself. End yourself.
Dude, playing next to the Heimerdinger is
I'll
hard.
probably just sock a dude, bro.
Bro, there was one time I was in a Hearthstone tournament and I was playing against this guy and I basically just like so I was at 3 HP and I activated this ability that I paid 2 life to draw a card because I was playing Warlock. I was down to 1 life. I top deck the only card in the game that lets you regain life, Lord Jaxorus, and it just puts me back to 15, and I win the game, and me and the other guy just look up from our computers, and I just look him in the eye, and I just start dying laughing. It was one of the like most awkward interactions, because like, I was just playing the most broken meta decks possible, and I just straight up sacked this guy like 3 games in a row and just destroyed him because I just drew perfectly and there was nothing the guy could do. And me and the guy just started laughing at each other.
Welcome back. Thank you.
You guys are like, yeah, this was over.
Yeah, no, like I literally just top decked the fuck out of this guy, and there's nothing he could do.
will be returning not just
He just top decked his ass.
in 2026.
That's funny,
Super
bro.
excited, Mark. I'm so happy.
And the funniest part was the guy was playing on a phone and I was playing on a computer.
We're still in the finals here. Hold on. No, but it's super exciting, and we'll have more details coming soon.
Computers
There'll be an
confirmed
announcement
highest.
tomorrow.
Bro, and then Jovi goes against this guy, and I send him a message in game, and I'm like, bro, this guy he has a random card mage deck with an Archmage Antonitis, and Jovi's going against the guy, and the guy draws Archmage Antonitis and just gets infinite fireballs and just burns Jovi, and I just start dying laughing because Jovi had meta decks, and he just lost to a guy with a completely like random card deck that made no sense.
Hell yeah, we're gonna be right back.
Yeah, I remember Archmage Antonidas, and you would play all those like the apprentice sorcerers, and then you get the fireball the enemy to death.
Yeah.
Your fireballs would be like 10 damage a pop. It'd be so broken.
Yeah, and the other deck I brought, because you had to bring 3 decks to the tournament, I had a combo druid deck when combo druid was tier 0, and I drew the combo on turn 4 of the game and just OTK'd the guy. I literally had the perfect combo. My hand was like double innervate, 2 copies of that card that gives you 3 2/2 treants, and they have charge. And then Wild Roar, the like 2-mana druid spell that gives all your guys +2 attack, including your hero. And I just OTK'd the guy on turn 4 of the game.
That was when Hearthstone was a good game. Now it's just
That was like,
bad.
I think that was 2016, 2015. I think I was like 15.
Yeah. Dude, now there's just so much OP garbage in the game. It's just like not even fun anymore. Like Druid, dude, Druid's just so broken. You do like it's like turn 5, and if you
Druid
have
actually is not broken anymore. Druid got nerfed. Bro, Druid got nerfed to the ground. Paladin is broken.
Hand buff Paladin is always broken as hell.
Oh, well, now there's just Murloc Paladin. Druid hasn't been good in 2 years. They just they made it to where Druid, you just can't ramp anymore. It's just like...
You weren't playing when I hopped on, dude. They would get mana, then they would summon a card from the deck that says pull 3 legendaries from your deck, and they would have Reborn, Taunt, and Lifesteal, so you just lose the game because it's turn 5 and you have no way to counter that.
I love that play.
That's how OP. Yeah, so every round they'd be like, oh, you get +1 mana your next turn. And so by turn 4 or 5, they would just hit you with a legendary card. They just summon 3 legendaries, and then you just die. And that was supposed to be fun mechanic. I was just like, that's so ass. That was like the best deck. It costed like 13,000.
Oh yeah, every deck costs about like 15k or 20k dust. And then they nerf.
Dude, so expensive.
You put in 20k dust, you disenchant your entire collection to build this deck. Then they come out with a new patch, and they're like, okay, this one card is nerfed. Now all of your other cards are unusable because they only work in this one deck, and now you just have no decks.
Yeah, I actually climbed all the way to Legend. Funny enough, with a sorcerer deck that was in the top like 5 decks, and it was only 30,000 essence. And I actually got all the way to Legend. It was an aggro deck, so like you'd play and summon these monsters, and like it wasn't even that good. It was just hella aggro. So if you were really good at math, you could actually like you could go phase. You just have to sacrifice phase.
Yeah, it's like if you're really good at math, you can just like disregard the math and just go face anyway.
No, that's what you did, and then you would fireball. Like if you lose, even then you'd have like you have a bunch of spells. So the last turn, you get him low HP, you just fireball him right in the face, and he dies.
Yeah, there was this
kill him like on turn 5.
There's a really fun mage card that made it to where like it cost 2 mana, and it was a legendary spell, and it said it says discover a spell, but at the end of your turn, if you if you used all your mana, you got this card added back to your hand. So it was just an infinite number of spells. It was really fun. I kind of don't like how they like turned mage. Mage used to be this calculated thing where you had to do math, and it was like skill based with like ice block, and you had to know like, can I go for lethal next turn? And now it's just mage is just the entire archetype built around like discovering random cards, and I hate that because it's like you're playing against it, and the guy discovers it's like activate 5 random spells, and the guy just hits a pyroblast and does 10 damage to you, and there's no way he could kill you if he didn't do that. Or you're the person playing it, and it just gives you summon 4 1/1 sheeps, and you're like, what the fuck? This does nothing. I just wasted my entire turn. I literally lose because I have no control over what my actual deck is. I don't find that like very fun. The discover mechanic, it makes you think like you get more control over the game because you get more options. But when every option you select also just allows you to get random effects, it really lessens the amount of control you have on the outcome instead of increasing it. And no one likes that except for new players who don't understand the game.
Yeah, there's just too many broken quests. Druid was broken. Hand buff Paladin was retardedly broken because you could just... If you just pulled like your lifesteal cards, and then by the like turn 6 you hand buffed them, and they're like 30-30. So like if you're playing an aggro deck, you basically have to have the best aggro deck or like the best late game. You can't even beat him late game because he's just gonna keep throwing out 30-30 lifesteal freaking lions that cost 1 mana.
I love that card. That's my favorite card.
I know, it says Divine Shield, Lifesteal, and you just hand buff that little bastard, and he has like 30-30.
And then you just hand buff Leroy Jenkins, and you have a 20 attack Leroy Jenkins. I love Leroy Jenkins. Bro, did you know I have that deck? Did you know I had that deck in all golden? I had an all golden version of that deck. To this day, my my hand buff paladin video, I think it's my highest viewed video at like 20,000 views.
That's actually so cool. Dude, I actually had a golden meteor deck. I honestly wish I would probably play again if they haven't like changed that deck, if it's still meta. But basically, you shuffle volcanic like it's the deck where you like draw meteors and you throw them in the enemy's deck, and they randomly get pulled. But you get like this thing that says battle cries trigger twice, and then it says buff your asteroids and do like +2 damage or something. So like then you draw that, and your asteroids you have like 1 million in there, and they do like 5 damage, and it just rains hell on the enemy. It was so fun. It wasn't like the best deck in the game. It lost to Druid like 90% of the time. But man, that was the funnest I had like playing that deck. That was the only like fun deck in the game. And you could beat it if you played good.
On that Corky, now 8-0 on it, I believe, career now. So
still undefeated.
My favorite deck was Wheel Warlock. Wheel Warlock was so lit. There's a card called
Warlock was dead when I played. No one played Warlock.
There was a deck last year called Wheel of Death, and what you did is Wheel of Death says destroy your deck in 5 turns. If your opponent doesn't kill you, you automatically win the game. So there was this risk to reward and this like huge expression of skill of like you need to know when to activate the Wheel of Death, because if you activate it too soon, you're gonna run out of resources because you don't have any more cards you can draw in your deck. But if you activate it too late and you try to greed for resources, then you can like you're just gonna die to lethal, right? So it was like this huge risk to reward, and I enjoyed that so much. But for some reason, even though it was like the 6th best deck, they just nerfed Wheel, so it made the deck useless. I really liked that mechanic. I forget what it was called. I think it was called like the Legend mechanic. It's where you play a guy and it has 3 unique effects that you can choose from, and you get to choose 1 effect each turn. You can only activate 1. It was so fun because it added options that were locked in. Like there was no randomness. You knew what the card did, but it provided you options to choose what was the best like tool for that situation. And they very rarely make cards like that.
But did you ever play against a secret weapon freaking rogue? Oh my gosh, dude, you would lose turn 3. What they would do, they'd summon a 1/1 weapon. And then basically, the rest of their cards would say, give your weapon like +5 damage and lifesteal. So you just die because at like turn 4, this guy has a 25/25 freaking weapon. Or just like a 25 damage weapon and like 3 attacks.
Was that like a long time ago, or was that like a couple years ago?
That was in February. I played Hearthstone in February, and I played it for about 2.5 months. That's why I got the I actually got Legend in a month, funny enough. But I freaking was just playing the Sorcerer Mage. And dude, literally there was this one deck. It was just like, how do people have fun? You either just hard lose or you insta win. And like you basically just flip a coin whether you win or not.
I remember there was the rogue deck where you summon like 8 8s. And they have that card that says, it's called Breakdance. I hated Breakdance. It's a 1-mana card, and it says, return, it's a rogue card. It says, return a minion you control back to your hand, summon a minion with Rush with equivalent stats to what it had on the field. So you could have like a Leroy Jenkins attack with it, bounce it back to your hand, then you just get a 6 attack Rush minion, and then you can replay Leroy Jenkins. It was so bullshit. Because they also had Shadow Step, which returns something to your hand and it costs 2 less. And so it's like you have 4 Shadow Steps essentially.
That was the only playable road deck in high elo when I was playing. It was just like, it was so like lame. It was like I either win in the first like 5 minutes of the game, or I just lose. I'm like, why do people make these decks? And I feel like it's not fun to play against.
Because they fired all the original designers because they're money hungry, and now the people that work there are just soulless shills of what the company once was.
Yeah.
I mean, none of the original developers from any of the Blizzard games that are popular are still there.
Yeah, no, it's all Blizzard honestly has the most trash games now, I'm not gonna lie.
It's sad because Blizzard was the #1 game company in the early 2000s. Like, up till, like, I would say, like, 2015, maybe even 2016, Blizzard was the #1 company. And then after that, they just had a huge downfall. Like,
Epic Games came about.
Epic Games got big because of Fortnite, yeah.
It's not really, like, about that. It's the fact that, like, they fired all of the OG people who made games good, and they had a huge, like, a bunch of people were, like, committing sexual assault, and they had a bunch of scandals. And a lot of people who worked at Blizzard were, like, drastically underpaid. Like, some of the key developers were only getting, like, $15 an hour working in California, which is, like, below minimum wage. But a lot of people stayed there, like, longer than they should because they just, like, enjoyed it and they believed in the vision.
If you think that's bad, look up War Games. The company called War Games who makes World of Warships. Dude, that is a bastard company. They basically, like,
I've never met anyone who played World of Warships. I've only seen ads. I remember World of Tanks. Isn't that owned by the same people? Because World of Tanks was the first game, right? That was the first big game.
World of Warships is the same thing as World of Tanks. They're just different games. You get what I'm saying?
But it's made by the same company, right? Because I think
that's why they're called War Games. World of Warships, World of Tanks. They're called War Games.
I remember a lot of people liked World of Tanks in the beginning.
No, World of Tanks was actually a good game, which then gave way to the Naval game, which is actually a good game. But what they do is so scumfuck. You basically cannot get a freaking ship in the game unless you drop like a whole 2 years of your life into grinding the absolute dog. And there's ships you can't even obtain unless, dude, you can't even play the game unless you have a premium account. Like if you don't have a premium account, you'll just never have enough resources unless you actually know like that game for like 2 years to get one ship.
What's a premium account? Do you have to have like a subscription?
Yeah, you have to pay them.
Like a monthly fee?
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, I feel like if you're charging a monthly fee, there shouldn't be other microtransactions in the game.
This is the funniest part. This is the funniest shit, listen. Say you get to the final tier, you get the best ships in the game. Well, instead of actually just getting to use that ship every game, the freaking game, it costs credits in the game. There's like a money system. First off, it's so scumbag. There's like 4 different types of currency, so it makes people buy stuff and they don't have enough.
If a game has more than 2 currencies, I'm not playing it.
Yeah, you know it's a scam.
Yeah.
But this is the funniest part. Listen, actually this makes League look good. But listen, at the final part, when you finally get your ship, you actually, if you keep playing it, you spend more money, a currency you have just to play your ship in high elo. Or just like a tier 8 ship, so you actually eventually, if you wanted to just play your ship that you actually just spent a whole 2 years of your worthless life earning and like spending money on the game, okay, well now you can't even play that. You have to actually, listen, you have to buy a premium ship, and what premium ships do is when you play the premium ship, you actually earn credits. Listen, you actually earn, that's the only way you can make money, is if you buy a ship that makes you money. So if you get to the final tier, you basically have to be like, oh, let me go back to tier 5 and just play with the most boring game ever, just so I have enough currency to go and play this ship that I just spent all my life trying to get. And like when
They
you
can,
play the
but
ship,
we've
it
talked
doesn't
about
it doesn't
how
even
good-
give you anything.
FlyQuest
All it does
started
is you
service.
basically just
We've talked about how
lose
FlyQuest
credits
is good at
for no
kind of
reason just so
stalling,
you can
giving
have
up
quote unquote
objectives,
fun.
answering
And
skills.
by the end of the
They're also
grind,
really good
you just
on
realize you just
competitions like
wasted
this.
all your
We have
money
the
on this
buy to
dog
win. I
ass
was actually
game,
on this
and you just
buy
want to
in-game
die.
too.
It's
This
so
game
sad.
sounds like like a
Really, really
cryptocurrency
pop
game
off.
where you
This
can't
game
actually
is
earn any
Yeah,
crypto.
if you got-
like reganking
There's
top
like
to
they're like
Jack
they
goes ahead
delete
in
Reddits
that
about it because
series.
they're trying to
So,
hide
I
the
mean, they're
business
perfectly
practice. It's like a
comfortable with
There's
it.
so
scumbag.
many
Those-
people who are sponsored by it. Like, I hate when I see a YouTuber and they're like, play Raid Shadow Legends. Right now, you can get the legendary hero Wukong for a limited time. And I'm just like, okay, that just seems like a complete, like, ripoff of the other 15 companies who have a character named Wukong.
Typically, all lanes are going to be
Dude, Raid Shadow Legends, I don't even know how they got
Bro,
enough money
you know
to,
what's-
like, sponsor
I
them.
didn't know anyone actually played Raid Shadow Legends, but you know what's funny? A couple years ago, I was talking to Noah, and he was saying, like, yeah, my dad at his, like, corporate job, him and his friends, they're in, like, a group, and they all play Raid Shadow Legends.
I mean, I'm just expecting a drop.
That's so sad. That game's actually definitely a money scumbag game.
I know,
I
but
have
his
no
dad
doubt.
is, like, a high, like, level corporate CEO, so I'm sure he's, like, pumping, like, he's probably a whale. Those are the people who play those games. It's all people who are in the tech industry. Because they
Oh, yeah,
don't, like...
that game's for whales, yeah. It's just so it's like a spider trap where you get the game, it looks cool and fun, and then all of a sudden you realize you have to actually spend money just to play the game, and you're like too addicted. So some people either leave the game at that point, or they fall into the trap and they end up spending like a whole like house's worth of rent every month just to play that game on a stupid phone, and the game just like, we basically just made this cheap game, but we like hid the actual gameplay features behind like 1,000 paywalls.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, you're fucked. I'm like, what a scumbag practice. Yeah. Dude, War Thunder is actually somehow worse than World of Warship.
I watched Asmongold. He said that he was thinking about playing it. He was like, I think I might try this. I keep seeing everyone
That's
talk
for
about it.
Wills. That's for Wills. That's literally just War. Dude,
Well, it's just
that
World
has
of
the-
Tanks reskinned.
Yes. No, and World of Tanks works like that too. You can't play tier 8 tanks unless you have a premium tank. Because you can actually, hey, now you can play the game because you spent money and you have a tank that you can play. Look, it's fun. Now you can play the tank you want to play because you spent money on our
This
game.
tank is so fun that you should spend more money to have more fun.
And then yeah, I know. Then it's like, hey, wait a minute, your account has run out of premium. I'm sorry. You have to give us more monthly money if you want to play your premium tank, so you can play your actual tank you want to play. It's like, what the fuck?
Thank you so much for
You guys
joining
are
us.
literally raw in a fucking cage.
Did you ever see the South Park episode where they had the Canadian freemium game and they like got everyone addicted to it in town and they started like paying the kids to walk around like to tell people about the Canadian freemium game?
No, that's not
VKS squad.
That was really funny. It was, I think that was like 2017. So he's like, so you pay credits to unlock the new feature, and that new feature unlocks the reward pathways in your brain so that you can buy the next feature. And Kyle's like, so when do I actually get to play the game? And he's like, this is the game. It's just so funny.
Well, I also think it is particularly effective.
Because I think they were making fun of like Clash of Clans at the time, because it was like 2016, 2017. And they're like, oh yeah, you unlocked a new building. It's like, what does that do? It allows you to unlock premium credits, which allows you to unlock the next building.
Ability to dodge.
It's scumbag. It's literally made to like take advantage of people who don't have time, and you just like get addicted. You want something, and then they make you just like spend money.
Well, or
Just
just
the
people who are
game-
bad at managing money.
Dude, it costs $100. There's like 12 tiers in the game to get to the tier 12 ship. It costs $100 to boost your account up to a tier, and then that also isn't even boosting your account. You're just getting XP boost. So basically, you have to play out all those games, and you just spent $100 just to like beat up something that would take like a whole month to do.
To be fair, that is nothing in compared to Diablo Immortal. In Diablo Immortal, you have you have to spend minimum $500,000 to get into the official whale Discord.
That was so funny.
The original guy who spent. Did you watch the video I sent you?
Yeah, dude, in the video he was like, okay, so you get these gemstones, and you have to like get at least 5 of these gemstones, which each cost like $100. Okay, then you have to like go into the crafting system. And then your guy has like wings on your character that basically shows how much of a whale you are. Every time you get 5 of those gemstones, all it does is it just like makes your wings bigger. So like everyone, they basically wouldn't let you in the video. They actually won't let you play with them unless you have wings that are a certain size.
Yeah.
What? Like 1% bigger after you spend like $500. I'm like, oh my god.
What got me was when Asmongold's like, there's a whale official Discord, and then they're talking about the original guy when the game came out who made the video that got like 1 million views that was like, I spent $300,000 in Diablo Immortal, and the guy goes back and reviews that guy's account, and it's like, okay, so since then he has spent around a total of $700,000, and he is no longer eligible for the whale official Discord. Like this guy who was like far and beyond the #1 guy, he like at this point in the game, even though he spent like around $700,000, he's not even in the top 100 players in the game anymore. Like how the fuck?
To get this wave in before
what a disgusting, it's just like,
Bro, I think it cost them. I think they spent less money developing that game than it costs to like actually get into the whale Discord.
Oh yeah.
Just to the skull of
oh yeah.
There is that ward that'll spot him out.
Yeah, it's like, you can just like it's just classic taking advantage of people. You know, you give them something like slightly addictive and fun, and you put everything behind a paywall.
Do you want to win that so that you're
disgusting.
At that point, and then you just don't throw?
My rule is that if it's a free-to-play game and I want to support the developer, I'll spend up to the amount of money that I would have spent on a AAA game. So like typically like $60. I'm like, well, it would have cost me $60 to like buy a normal like AAA game. So if it's a like actually good game, I would consider spending up to $60 total, because that's how much I would have spent. And that's if it's like a developer I actually think like deserves the money. Like if it's an indie game, I might spend some money. If it does something. If it's like useless and it just doesn't like provide any value to the experience, then I won't do it.
And while you were talking, I forgot. You reminded me. You made me start thinking about World Warships. I used to grind that, and there's this one thing. The thing about
did you get a premium ship ever?
I had to. You literally can't. Unless you have at least. This is the funniest part. This is the most funny part.
Did you play on the computer or on the phone?
On the computer. Why would I play on the phone?
I don't know. I never played. I just know you can play on the phone.
You can, but I mean, on the PC, World of Warships is an amazing game. Like, their actual systems is good, but like, they're just like, remember, the game is just like a basically whale game.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you get a premium ship, which you have to, the funniest part about having a premium ship, listen to this, is whenever you play, you get XP, so you can level up to the next tier of ship. So you have to play the ship that you just unlocked and spend like freaking racks just to play that ship. You actually have to like go back, and even when you unlock that ship, okay, cool. Okay, bet. So the game's like, okay. But, okay, so you need credits, so you have to buy a premium ship. The premium ship then gives you the credits that will allow you to buy your next ship. But the funniest part is when you play a premium ship, you get no XP. The XP turns into this.
Wait, what?
It turns into something called Elite XP. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen
what
in my life.
Fuck?
You know what it sounds like? Sounds like I want to play this game.
It's the funny the elite XP's like green, and it's made to confuse these poor kids who spend racks on the game who think they're gonna get like XP. But listen, basically what the game does is it takes all that XP you earned from like the 1,000 games you played with your premium ship.
Yeah.
You're playing with your premium ship, you're like, oh bet, man, I'm really getting credit so I can just play this stupid fucking game. And it's like, wait, I have XP. It's actually letting me get XP. And then the game, it literally costs like fucking $500 to unlock that XP and put it into the ship line.
Oh wait, so you
like,
don't?
Covers it, and it goes, hey, yeah, it stays on the ship. So say you play a game, it'll be like, okay, you got 10,000 XP this game, so that's stats. Okay, well now you have like 200,000 XP, and then the game's like, hey, do you want to spend $300 to unlock that XP and then put it into like the actual ship tier list so you can finally get to level 12 tier ship? And he was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? That's so bullshit.
Did you pay to unlock the XP?
Yes, that was the only way. It would have took me actually took me like 3 years of my actual life playing.
I would have just stopped playing.
I know, but like in terms of time, $200 is like not like in terms of 2 years of your life. Like it makes.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I would have just like not played, but that's just funny.
It was like really addictive. I was I a really bad addictive like money spender, but I'm not anymore. I actually don't.
Yeah, you only spend things on the right thing. You know, like if it's a prestige Aatrox, you know, that's different,
Well, I
right?
haven't spent, like,
If it was like the fact that like World of Tanks doesn't have prestige tanks is something that like they're really missing out on. You know, like if they had a
They do.
they
basically do have prestige tanks. Bro. They do. They're like a special. They hit you with everything they got, bro.
I feel like if
So bad, dude. One time, I'm not gonna tell you what happened. But I mean, I'm just gonna say it. One time I was so like, the game's so scummy that it makes you that there's options even in the game. I had to spend. Okay, listen, I'm not like this anymore. I actually regret that I did this ever.
I mean, I've definitely spent way more money on you than games. I've literally spent over $100,000 on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Listen to this. I spent $400 on a ship just for one ship.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was literally it was a premium, but basically it was they have these like ships that like you can't get. Oh my god, this is so funny. I forgot about the tier so there's like an extra tier ship, but you can only get it unless you amass like a absolute. You have to get this. Listen to this. You have to get. So say you want a battleship. That's a premium. That's a tier 12. Remember, a tier 12. That's the best. Well, you actually have to go to like Japan, America, Russia. You have to get all their battleships in that game, get them to level 10, and once they're level once you unlock the final tier, you have to own them all. The final tier. Then you're allowed to spend like $400 to get that actual ship.
That's
And I was
dope.
like, what the fuck?
I probably spent about like $100,000 to $200,000 on Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic and One Piece combined in the past 10 years of my life, I've probably spent like around $100,000 to $200,000. But that's also because I'd buy like a person's $3,000 collection and sell it for like $4,000. So like a lot of the money I would get back, but from the time I was 13, I would spend about $100. Yeah, when I was like 12 or 13, I'd spend about $100 a week on cards.
Yeah, man. Dude, I just feel like.
I mean, I have a binder full of like multiple like. I have a playset of this one card that's like a ultimate rare, and it's in French, and it's about $2,000 a piece, and I have 3 of them. Most of the decks that I would play in Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be about $10,000, because I would just get the max rarity version. In Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just kind of like a flex to have the high rarity version, and because like I was friends with like a lot of people who are whales like Ortiz, I would just get access to like the most expensive version of every card.
They can get turret plates here for Blippo on the top side too.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money.
I call Ortiz the big whale because he would buy a booster box, which is $120 per week. From the time he was like 14 till he was like 18, he would buy 1 to 3 boxes per week, and a box is $120.
Because the league system just basically makes it impossible to get a prestige skin. I basically have spent over like $7,000.
I mean, it's just a cosmetic.
Well, I mean, that was because I own like freaking 11 or 12 prestige skins throughout all
Well,
my
that's also not really that much money considering how long you've been playing the game. Like $7,000 over 5 years, that's not really a lot of money. There are definitely other hobbies where you would spend more. Like I guarantee you, if you played golf for 5 years, you'd spend 2 times the amount of money, if not more. So really, that's not like if you spend $7,000 in 1 year, that would be different. That'd be like quite a bit of money. But over like 5 or 6 years, that's not really that much.
On Red Dead Redemption Online, I easily spent over 1,000.
Wait, I didn't even know. Wait, what? I didn't even know you could spend money in Red Dead Redemption.
It's literally made by the people who made GTA 5 Online. What do you think? They have literally, it's a money grab.
I didn't even know you could spend money in GTA until recently.
What? GTA Online's literally the most money. Like, that game literally inspired like a bunch of companies to like make that stuff.
Yeah, I watched a video about like this guy who runs like a private server and like charges money.
You just reminded me. On GTA 5, I must have spent like $2,000.
Is it just because like people like buy like custom servers or like? I thought in the base game, there's not reason to like. If you're just playing the base game though, there's not really a reason to spend money, right?
Okay. Yes. Not in like no one plays single player. Everyone plays online. And online, if you want a cool car like a Zentorno,
yeah.
Okay. Unless you know a duplication glitch, shout out Jake Swanson. Because back when we were friends, he like made me dupe that car, and I got like millions of dollars. He just kept duping the cars, and it was so fun. But
yeah, I had a roommate in college, and he would do that. He was like a chemist and a coder, and he just like would just use all these glitches, and he would just like, I don't know, he was doing some coding shit, and he just gave himself like infinite everything.
I spent $100 once just to buy a yacht in GTA 5. The game's so
That's cool.
It's like, there's like, in the game, there's this currency called shark cards, which are just credit cards. But like, it's basically, these kids just take mommy's credit card and hop on, and they just spend money, and they buy all these like sport cars in the game. GTA 5, that's why GTA 6, I'm estimating is gonna probably make more money than any game has ever made in their fucking life, because the amount of they're gonna basically paywall so much of that stuff and like milk these people dry.
Yeah, I could never get into GTA because I just felt like it was like a life simulator, and I just like to me it's just like, wait, why would I want to like go do these things in the game when I could just like go do them in real life? Like I just never really like.
You get to like shoot people, fly jets around. Like, you can buy like a jet. It was like, that game was really fun, but like everything was overpriced. If you wanted,
I just like never like I don't know. Maybe I've never really been like a huge like cosmetic guy.
They just cut you out of ways of getting money in the game. The best way to get money in the game when the game launched, you would have to redo this mission called like, I forget what the name. It was like parking lot.
Weren't you supposed to do like heist or something? Like heist, like
they added that way later in the game. That was actually like 4 years after the game launched. So you did realize that people, you do these missions and you just have guns and you run in and like take out these like crooks, and it would pay you out like only 10,000. And think about this: the cars that you would want to get in the game are like $1 million. So imagine grinding that mission for $10,000, and like that game is such like a time sink. And,
yeah, I remember watching Steve play GTA 5 when I was like 16. Yeah, but I didn't really
actually
play.
want that game to fail.
You know what's crazy is like
I want the new one to fail.
The one game. You know what's crazy is like my favorite franchise of all time, the Monster Hunter franchise. Like, there's no way to spend money, and there's just unlimited content in the game. But if there was a way to spend money, I would have spent money. Like, if Monster Hunter Wilds had a way to like spend money to give you like a cool like dragon pet, I'd probably buy it just because I fucking love that company. It's one of like the only good companies left.
There are some in-game cosmetics that are absolutely worth the money, like DLCs for games like Fallout New Vegas.
But if that's a DLC, is that really like a like Fallout? I remember Fallout 4, they had like the Nuketown DLC in the new towns. That's like new content. That's like buying an additional game. Same thing with Monster Hunter. When they came out with Iceborne, Iceborne basically doubled the entire game. Like that's, I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't consider that like an add-in currency. I would say that's like a new game. Especially because the reason people love the Monster Hunter franchise is they add in unlimited support and add-ins and new content to the game without charging the fan base. And that's something that most game companies don't do. And that's why people like Monster Hunter. Plus, it's like, a lot of these franchises, they have a really good game, like Assassin's Creed, and then they decide to like ruin that formula by adding in all these additional gimmicks that like remove the initial gameplay loop. Whereas Monster Hunter, they come out with a new game, they're like, okay, so there's still monsters, you still kill them, you still get to make pants, but the monsters are new and they're cooler, and it feels better to throw a sword at them. And then you just look at like Assassin's Creed, and it's like, okay, so we're going to increase the game to $85, and we're also going to add in microtransactions, and we're also going to add in these like XP orbs, where in order to even enjoy the game, you need to run around and like do this remedial task that honestly adds nothing to the gameplay, but it's going to make the game longer, so we should add it to the game. The Monster Hunter franchise is like one of the few like AAA games that does not do that.
Finished the wave, went into Fog of War, so that VKS had to keep 5 people committed. So FlyQuest is getting small advantages in every lane.
Gotcha systems, money, making people have paywalls so they can't, like, it takes, here's a really bad one. Time, like, making people spend money to make them, like, spend less time to grind something is scumbag. Like,
yeah,
that's stupid. That's wasting time. Like, if it takes a while to get something, that's fine. Just, like, don't paywall it to make people, like, you're basically tempting them to buy money.
Well, especially if it's like a multiplayer game. If it's a single player game, it's one thing, but like when you're doing it and it's like, okay, I am like doing it like the fair way, but there's another person who I'm going against is doing it the unfair way. That's like when it feels really bad. But if it's a single player game and it's like, I don't need to compare my progress to your progress, then it's like, okay, whatever. As long as it doesn't like hurt the integrity of the game, I don't have a problem with it. Because I do want the game to survive, and I do want them to like be able to make money, right?
Dude,
You got Warwick and ARAM.
You got Warwick and ARAM, that's what's up.
No, the worst thing is gotcha systems, because it basically gives you like impossible odds, and it makes you feel like you could get it, and it's like a 0.5. Dude, if you rolled a dice that had 100 sides and there's a 0.5 on it, think that's your odds of pulling a skin.
Well, and you don't even know if that's real. You don't know what the actual odds are, because there's no like, there's no. Yeah, but no, you say that they cannot lie about that, but there's no commission that is going over. I understand it is illegal, but I'm saying there's no one who's going in and checking because the data is all private.
Why would they need to? Why would they need to? There's a 0.5% chance. That's basically
because it could increase their profits. There's countless times that people have been caught doing that. Like, I mean, I think it's stupid regardless, but there are definitely people who are doing that.
League would not do that because they're too big of a company that they have too many regulations, and like they don't want to get like they could get sued for like more money than that gotcha system would have ever got them. So trust me, 0.5% chance, that's impossible. If you roll think about rolling a dice and how hard it is to get like a natural 20 in D&D. Okay, try that times 4 times like 20 because it has to be a 0.5.
Yep.
It's impossible. And these kids, do they see this cool skin? They're like, hey, League of Legends players, look at this Battle Buddy Misfortune's crown. Isn't she so cool? Hey, come try to get this. I'm sure your odds are high. And then I was like, really? And then I click on the thing and it goes, 0.5% fuck your face chance. I'm like, oh my god.
And it's so funny that guy that we clicked on his stream, he had the skin.
Yeah, he did. He was silver. Dude, I've never seen it count that high. 1,439. He's played this game longer than me and he's in silver. That was so sad.
But he had like, I think he had like 10,000 games. Oh shit, the Rift Herald's coming in? The Rift Herald's coming in for the big slam? Slam-a-jamma? The Rift Herald?
But who's winning the game right now?
Well, VKS just slammed a Rift Herald into Busio. And now, okay, FlyQuest just got screwed over. VKS just slammed the, holy shit. Okay, wow. Wow, that was crazy. I honestly do not know how FlyQuest actually saved that situation. Wow. Wow, VKS just lost in an impossible to lose situation. They literally just slammed the Rift Herald into the support and then killed 2 people, and somehow FlyQuest just 3v5'd.
Busio is my MVP right here. Watch the way he plays this fight. Another thing to track early on is everything gets absorbed by Busio, and Morteus is the one that gets sectioned off by this teleport. So even though the original dive in the middle there doesn't get the execute onto the Azir, because they kill the Sivir, they're still stronger for the re-engage. And once this happens, all eyes on Busio. He's at the top of the screen. You think you're gonna one-shot him when
these
he
guys
is in
are
like
just
this.
so much better. I can't believe like Thieves it makes me feel like Thieves are trash. They lost the Fly hard.
Dude, Thieves were like this year though, they were popping off.
I think they had like a mental like bad time. I don't think.
I mean, I just think that Dokla just kind of like shit the bed. Like, I mean, he was supposed to hard carry.
Young just fucking did terrible. Young just did so
They just did a 4-man dive on him top, and I think he just like had a mental breakdown.
Yeah, that was so like.
They literally 4-man dived him under tower 2 times in 3 minutes. Like that was like where I was like, this is not going good.
Playing Aatrox? Yeah, I don't know playing Aatrox.
They also have a Senna.
As well.
Yeah, Whippo's the target. Wanted to use public
Dude,
execution there to try to bump some of the CC. Doesn't get a whole lot of value out of that. Now
Oh, that was a good ult. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Aatrox is dead, brother. Aatrox is gone.
Why did he not kill Busio? He backed off.
A 2v2 ready to go as Busio stuck here on the front line. Remember, his redemption was already used. Busio's about to drop.
Wow.
Busio staying alive somehow yet again.
Quad is just crazy on Talia. I remember when Talia jungle was good. Talia jungle used to be so good.
Dude, Talia used to be good. This is funny. I was one of the only people to play her before they reworked her, Ashby. She was so OP, and they basically just gave her this stupid mechanic and then nerfed all her stats. So I actually think she's really bad.
They made it to where you can't play her in the jungle anymore. Like, it's kind of useless.
She was fun because if you couldn't use an ability if you were standing on the same spot where you just used an ability, but your damage was so OP you could play her support and like carry. She was so broken. I played a lot of Talia. She's so OP.
The Otacon now is inspired, is about to finish up Drake number 3. Soul point. Okay, FlyQuest are hanging around the area of VKS.
Why are they starting this Otacon? They're just basically giving FlyQuest a free Otacon here.
The poll, 33% of people thought VKS would throw. Let's see if it's true.
Inspired versus Bawal down to the bottom side of the river, while Trimby tries to engage up here on the top.
Alright, free Otacon for FlyQuest. They literally just slammed the dude into the Otacon, and he just took too much damage. Alright, sweet. I know, that was just such a throw. Why would you do that? You're already down by 2.88k gold lead, and you know that the enemy team is just hovering right there. You just gave them a free Otacon. It was just terrible gameplay.
They can easily win these fights. They just took Otacon damage for no reason.
I know, they literally just stunned the dude under the Otacon and he just kept taking damage. That was a new vast mistake, I'm not even gonna lie. They thought because the enemy team had no vision there that it was safe, but I don't know why they thought that was safe. Like, they're so far ahead, they only need to see... If they send one person to Drake and see that no one else on the enemy team is at Drake, you can pretty much conclude that the enemy's on Otacon. Like, that was pretty free.
That he had a lot of rough games on this Talia. He is the highest individual gold lead in this game by a few hundred on this Talia. 2-0-2 on the scoreline. Seraphs, Leandri's tournament, upgraded Sorcerer's shoes. This guy has been
supposed to be a close game. Like, come on.
Honestly, since he joined,
Nah, these people are throwers. They can't have a close game. They don't deserve it.
How did they beat Thieves? So confused.
I know. These people are trash.
Fly played Thieves and won?
Yeah, did you know that 100 Thieves were actually the only team that got a game on FlyQuest?
This guy just wins.
Yeah, what's so good about that? They just like know how to they're really like good at the map pro and pro league.
backs are getting pushed.
Well, the thing about FlyQuest is they just pretty much always win every single lane in the laning phase. So when the enemy team tries to fight them, they always just have like a gold advantage going into the fights. So they don't even have to really do much. They play really aggressive in the early game, and the enemy team just doesn't. Because everyone's scared because they know that they're like not as good mechanically, so they play super passive, and it just makes them worse. But the thing about Hunter Thieves is Hunter Thieves would try to match the aggression of FlyQuest, which gave them a chance to like actually win.
Immediately followed up by Quad's seismic shove into the unraveled earth. Means the VKS jungler is knocked down to half HP. He still has his Crescent Guard, but he was forced to use his flash to try to get away. Morteos also forced to use On the Hunt to get the
Crescent Guard is so good in pro
sure
play.
he doesn't get caught out there. So
I think that's like a top 5 ultimate in pro play. Alright, red buff is gone. GG. GG's. Get better.
Miru rooted up. Whippo wants a third, but he can't quite find the damage. He's exhausted. He wants to get away, but he does get shut down. Bawal
4K difference. The odds of them winning are astronomical.
But still a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
Also,
I mean, and they have
Vi is
3
so
Drakes.
good against Aatrox. Dude, Vi just pummels Aatrox because she has armor penetration, and she can like dash onto him so you can't land your combo.
Yeah, and he has a Sundered Sky.
For the soul fight.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
What
get their
the- what?
red buff there. Desamas is able to get the post 25-minute red buff secure, which is pretty big, since it does go to everybody on your team. But they end up giving.
Aatrox
Oh
is the
my
only one able
gosh.
to kill
And it
anybody.
gives you a lot of time
That was hilarious. The dude literally backed in front of his face,
You could tell Busio there already
and
using
Whippo
the
didn't
extra
check that bush. That was crazy.
Even, like,
That was such a disrespectful back.
FlyQuest try and bait over.
So they see Inspired go, but they catch Whippo at the end and actually think they have a chance in this. The Senna air support
that
coming in
Senna
all these fights has been so
plus
crucial,
the,
as they instantly fly onto the Sivir
The
and
what you
extend
call
the
it,
fight.
the retribution or whatever you call that thing, that healing thing.
That one was a little much.
What's that healing
Yeah.
thing where you put the circle, the redemption? Yeah, Senna ult plus the redemption is just so busted.
Oh yeah, that is insane.
When you're winning so hard,
Redemption just does so much. That's like the only reason why Ivern is viable, is because the redemption item is just so broken.
Heal and shield. Think about that. And the Sentinel gives you healing and shield.
The fact that the redemption deals damage to like enemies that are caught in it too just makes it such like it's probably the best support item without a doubt.
Look at flashes. There's only one flash on the side of Evocade Stars, and it's on the support rel. So whoever FlyQuest jumps on, they're going to look to execute.
Keep your eyes on Trimby. Remember, that's the only real engage here for VKS. If they want to try to be the ones to strike first, VKS on the rod. Busio goes in. Miru's going to be the target. They can't quite kill.
That was a huge ice wall.
Dude, they're so much better, dude. This Vi just like jumped on them and ate their ass. They had no way to fight that.
That's soul, GG's. You don't even need to have your jungler to take the Drake.
Yeah, look at Vi. She's just over. I feel like Aatrox should have targeted the other people he threw. He went for Vi. I don't know why he's going for their tank.
Well, honestly, that ice wall by Talia just kind of sealed the deal. I knew like that it was just over because they just separated 3 of the players.
Aatrox can dash through that. I don't know what this guy's doing.
He can.
Yes, he can dash through walls. And, like, he literally could have. He used his second Q, which is like a giant sweep. He could have hit 2 low opponents and changed the fight in the river. Instead, he keeps targeting Vi, which is a tank. And he left his teammate to die. I'm telling you, I'm not a pro, but that was actually really bad. He would have been able to help him.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't have the vision. He didn't have any wards.
Okay, if they replay it, I'll try to pause my screen and show you.
I mean, I'm not doubting you. I'm just trying to like think like why would he do that?
The reinforcements have arrived. Bawal down to 1/3
trash.
HP.
Bye.
Could be in a little bit
Oh, it was a
of
terrible
danger.
A0 ult.
Doesn't find the right target. He's already dead. And VKS walked like
So,
lambs to the
why would they
slaughter.
immediately fight again?
FlyQuest will purge them all from bottom lane.
All right, the game's
playing
over.
tomorrow?
4-for-1.
This is the finals. No one's playing tomorrow. It's Sunday.
So we have to wait for Worlds? When's Worlds?
December.
And the North is looking ferocious.
Both teams are already qualified for Worlds. And so is 100 Thieves. It's these two teams and 100 Thieves that are going to Worlds from the Americas.
With no ulti, has no chance to try to stop this push. Game number 1 was 19-4. Game number 2 is 18-5. FlyQuest are smacking VKS around and not wasting any time doing it.
Dude, their coach has to have the biggest. They have to do the most stupid thing ever. They have to just like play the most weird comps and like just like play like maniac.
Ended in under 30 minutes. When they get a lead, they are explosively.
They're just like, sup guys, we just kicked your ass. How you doing? They're like, I really hope we play you guys round 1 in Worlds. Bro, everybody in Asia is like just thinking like, bro, please let me be in the same group in Worlds as Vivo Gay Stars, cause like this is a free money matchup.
I haven't seen Raz in a little bit, but it is.
Yeah.
Raz is here, and we're also welcome back to LTH.
Welcome back.
Driven by Kia, by the way. But who is this person?
I mean, after hearing about the LCS announcement coming through, I needed to fly in from LA. So
Okay.
of course, Rizal coming Bentley, and I wanted to be able
I mean,
to
you
talk
have
about.
your pencil, of course.
Of course. And so I think that FlyQuest has been doing an incredible
Who,
job at being
who
able
was
to
the
take games down. Of
announcer?
course,
That guy was
that's
actually
something that we
cool.
want
There
to
was
talk
one guy
about,
who was a
especially in the pre-show,
announcer.
and I felt like
He was in
FlyQuest
the
did a
last
great job.
last game, and he had like he was in the middle, and he had that coat on. He had the gray coat.
Fight, I think,
Are you talking about the guy who plays on 100 Thieves, Dokla?
Like every time Cade and
He was there earlier. He was.
He's not a player. He's an announcer.
Okay, well the Dokla guy, he's an announcer and a player.
This fight.
Zen, what were your thoughts on this one? Because being able to see
The bald guy on the.
He's that white dude. He's that white dude with like the short haircut and the coat.
from VKS.
It's that Mateus is just split and fight. Silver is a very good front and back AD carry.
Not
side lane of the fight AD carry.
Yes.
He's not Kaiser or
not the big guy, not that guy on the right, not him, the other guy.
On the back line.
I'd have to see him
It was
again.
him. It was the other guy. So it was the black guy right there, and it was the white dude on the right, and then it was remember that other guy who was in the middle.
They're still behind. They're losing Drake. They're losing gold.
I thought it was just these people and the Dokla guy.
But that was kind of the fight that lost them the game.
The guy on the left, that guy's a Yu-Gi-Oh commentator.
With their composition, you could see
I'm
they
gonna look
were
up
kind of
who
playing the role of
Dokla is. I think
FlyQuest
you're that guy
in
was
both of their
cool.
game ones
He's
against
the
them.
brown.
So
He's the
okay,
guy who's
we're
like
gonna
Middle
sit
Eastern,
back,
I think.
we're going to scale, and I think
He plays on
in
100
addition
Thieves. He was
to
the
what
top
you were
laner that
talking
got
about with
1v4'd.
I just thought with their composition, especially
He's like a
with
he's also a commentator.
and the Vi combination, the Talia on top, the Dawn
I hate
Shadow
this
on
lady.
top of that.
I think this
Right?
lady is just so
many ways
cringe,
to
and she just like does
separate
not
out
like.
fights and get onto the
I feel like this lady just does not like fit in with the community in any way. Like she represents all of like the blue-haired people that want like socialism to take over the country, and I don't vibe with it.
Absolutely, they weren't. I mean, what we needed to see from them. Well, to be fair, coming into the game, Raz, when he was here, he was talking about how he wanted to be able to see a little bit.
I feel like they just wanted a woman to be on the team that represent the woman. They just like threw her in there.
Well, the thing is, in the European League, they actually just have like this hot European chick that's like an announcer and interviewer. I'm like, wait, why can't we have her?
already made the point about how they took the fight around Dragon, but for me, it was this fight.
That lady just seems like she has very limited knowledge, and she just says things to like get airtime. She's just like a talking head.
With pressure maybe because they were losing 2 dragons in this game to FlyQuest. I felt like the clock was ticking a little bit on them, so I think they took a bit of a forced fight. They're really low from the Otacon already. They're taking a lot of damage, losing their armor and MR from the debuff.
So they're also fairly split. Like, not only was Trimby taking a fight on the top side and then getting burnt out, but also Disamas just completely got blown out right in the fight as he was focusing on the Otacon.
And you know what's so funny? Is VKS had like a way better draft, and they still just lost.
Rush down Otacon. They also don't do it quick enough, and even though Bilal was marking Inspired as he's making his way up the river, that's where the fight just
I could never take a child to a League of Legends tournament, because I feel like he would shit his pants and I'd be stuck in a league tournament and then like it would just already smell like shit, but then have to also, you know what I mean?
I don't think people should take childs to any sporting event. I think that's
I know
kind
that's
of like
so much. It's too much sensory for them.
it's bad for their ears, and the people are like, well, they can just wear the headphones. It's like it's still stupid. Your kid's just gonna be crying the entire time, and everyone around you is gonna hate you.
And I mean, also just the fact that they
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, can you not get a babysitter?
And you're just gonna have to keep stepping outside to like calm the child down, and, like give it, you know, milk and stuff. It's just like it's too much.
Right now, your Vivo K-Stars, your backs are against the wall. You're seeing Coach Seal have a real word with his team. Anything to get the energy back up.
He's like, I'm not gonna lie, guys.
You're holding that sign.
I don't know what we can do here. The cocaine isn't very good. It's not the same as it is in Brazil. We don't have access to the same level of coke as we do in Brazil. I don't know what we can do here, guys. We're in Texas. All we had access to was fentanyl, and that's just not making it work.
And Red Side is perfect for that, right? Like, we've talked about the value of Red Side. I think FlyQuest, like, obviously they're just a strong drafting team in general. But I think in particular they use Red Side really well. So with VKS picking Red
I'm
Side,
sure.
potentially they maybe have some interesting
I'm sure there's a lot of people who like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a couple pros who are like taking like meth and then playing. I can understand how like that would be so broken.
You just gotta find something and bonk him over the head.
Oh, goodness. Well, let's see if I can still do this. Don't miss any.
There's this guy I knew that he was like a national like championship wrestler, and he would like hit some meth before he would go out, and he would beat people. He would literally destroy them.
Game 3 is coming up after this short break. Oh, that was my ear. Hey. What's up, y'all? I'm Rafa here at FanFest with my boy Tommy. I have a very, very, very cool trivia question for you. Can you answer it for me?
Bro, FanFest looks so cool.
I'll try my best. All right, here we go. Can you name 3 other places that we've had an NA-based roadshow in?
No.
I want to go Houston. Houston's one. I know New York's got one, and LA. Let's go! We got all of them. Tommy's got all of them. Thank you so much for answering all of those questions correctly. We've got an Uber Eats.
All those questions. It was one question.
There you go, my man. Thank you so much.
What the? Why is my mic cutting out? Hang on, I gotta replug this.
I love that you love it here. Back to you guys on the desk.
I'm gonna go
think
get
I accidentally. I'd be like talking, and it's just like, bro. What I was about to say, Ashby, is I took Vyvanse. I would play so good in video games. It was
Same.
insane. I'm just like, damn, dude. I was thinking, I'm like, damn. What if I would be like literally diamond easily, maybe even like.
Oh
bro, I
yeah,
just took
Jovi would just pull up and he would just give me a Vyvanse and we'd just play all league all day at my house in Stillwater. Cause Jovi, he gets 2 scripts, which is honestly just crazy to me. I feel like Secret Labs is such a trash brand. I've never heard anyone who said that they liked Secret Labs.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
I had to replug in my mic. I was checking if it worked. I'll be right back.
Basically, all I said was, I feel like Secret Labs is such a trash brand. Like, I've never heard of anyone who actually likes Secret Labs.
I don't know. I don't know what Secret Labs is, but hang on.
It's a chair brand. It's like sponsored by like every big game is sponsored by Secret Labs. I feel like if you have like, if you can't spend $500, you should just get an ergonomic office chair. And if you have more than $500 to spend on the chair, you should get a Herman Miller. Herman Miller is just like the only chair brand that's like worth a damn. But also a Herman Miller is going to cost you like almost $2,000. I gotta go get a drink. We'll be right back, chat.
Red Bull gives you wings.
We're going to give you both a Samsung 990 Pro SSD. Thank you so much for competing. Guys, it is game and match point for FlyQuest. Does VivoKid have what it takes to come back? Or is this going to be a fly FlyQuest sweep. Back to you guys on the broadcast.
Coming, they're gonna hit it right now. Get in there. I'm taking mana.
I will ult him and make sure he dies.
Saber getting.
Saber no flash.
Saber dead.
Zone.
Yeah, we're winning. Everyone's dead.
FlyQuest are smacking VKS around and not wasting any time doing it.
Hello and welcome back to the LTA Championships. I'm at the AT&T Influencer Suite with Golden Glue, hometown hero as well, because you're local to the area, right?
Yeah, I am. So I'm from Flower Mound, Texas. I grew up about 40 minutes away from here. This is just the best crowd. I've gone to league events all over the world, and it feels awesome that my hometown crowd came out as the best crowd I've ever seen. So this is fucking awesome.
You got a reaction from that. Now, I gotta say, if you're from Texas, you should be the one wearing this, man. Come on, let's put that on there. All right, so what does it mean to you to have an event like this in your hometown?
Yeah, I mean, the last time COVID happened, it canceled the event that was supposed to be in Dallas, and I've been working in league for like a decade, and this is the first event we've come back. The crowd's amazing, the energy's amazing. I'm making every engage, and he's just playing like an absolute demon. So, I mean, obviously, I think VKS is actually playing pretty well too. I just think FlyQuest is just playing a bit better.
Okay, now that we're 2-0, do we get Gakkos in for Game 3? What do you think? If you're coach,
So
if you're
we playing
coaching
League or
FlyQuest,
what?
do you give Gakkos the experience?
I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, put him in.
Put him in. That's what I'm hearing from Golden Glue. Give it up, Dallas, for the hometown hero. That's it from us here. I'll throw it back to the casters.
Thank you very much, Kangas and Golden Glue. Everybody, welcome back to what very well may be the final game of the LTA Championship, as FlyQuest have had two dominant wins back-to-back. They are up 2-0, and Vivo Cade Stars have to find the solution to this FlyQuest dominance.
And we have heard some rumblings, especially from Trimby, about them having some secret champions. Well, guess what? Now is the time that you have to pull them out.
Yeah.
It is must-win games every game from here on out for VKS. So let's see the creativity. Let's see what's been cooking. So far, we have seen teams, banning Ivern supports versus them. I don't know if that is the answer, but I do want to see some crazy stuff happening, either in champions or in some level ones. Sometimes you can concoct some very aggressive and risky level 1 setups to try to get an advantage that way.
It is interesting, though, having lost now 5 stage games in a row to FlyQuest, and also looking back to the first series, how each game went progressively more in the favor of FlyQuest. They do wear you down mentally through their discipline and their ability to win the close games. So it then makes you feel progressively desperate throughout the series. So maybe the answer is to really mix things up, Kobe, but that's easier said than done. It's like saying, just pick out the really strong pick that nobody else knows about.
Right.
So it's going to be a very uphill battle if VKS want to come back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just think if you've lost 5 in a row, start doing some weird stuff. Yeah, let's see if FlyQuest continue to ban Aurora. I think that has been good to them. Keep that out of the hands of Miru and keep everything pretty much on the straight line for FlyQuest. Meanwhile, very clearly here, VKS here, also trying to take out some of those jungle options from Inspired. Inspired's definitely a player, speaking of creativity, that has brought some of those types of picks to the FlyQuest side.
Congratulations. About 13 days until that merit is going to happen. Aurora ban is the final ban as well. And I do see them going after the player of the year. Maybe they're just going to try and get rid of all of the viable AD junglers because we're already 4 down with the Trundle Pantheon bans. That makes it 6. So just trying to put him on something a little bit less comfortable might be the strategy here for VKS. And maybe that could factor into a surprise pick.
And I hope that we do get to see, some of the differences too here. Maybe we get down into Akali and Yone kind of territory for Miru. Silas is still available, so we have to worry about what ultimates, people are picking. As we get deeper and deeper into Fearless, some more of these things become options. We're not that deep in Fearless yet, but you can also get stuff like Caitlyn Elise lanes, which are pretty fun. Definitely don't expect that to come out anytime early, though.
All right, Yone, Gwen, Aurora, banned out by FlyQuest, VKS, Pantheon, Trundle, and Scion here in the first 3 bans. And hey, we're going to go with something pretty standard that has been banned in the first couple of games. It's Orianna.
Yep, they're going to kill you with standard.
All right, Chad, I'm back. In order to celebrate this FlyQuest W, I'm going to crack a cold one for the boys, for the FlyQuest boys, for the Americans.
Yeah, all right, have the Orianna. We're going to go in Akali.
Shout out Michelob Ultra, the official beer of real American patriots.
Dive or something there. Nico has definitely been a really big one as far as setting up.
There's nothing like There's nothing like a crisp Michelob after realizing that the enemy team has picked a dirty Nocturne jungler. There's nothing like a Michelob that gets me excited to punish a dirty Nocturne player. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit. Like, I mean, it's just a fact of life that every person who plays Nocturne is an official card-carrying member of the local Moonies chapter.
It is not a high mobility mid laner, and so Nocturne,
you know what I'm saying?
Nico put a lot of pressure on the flash button of that champion, and as well.
Cass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, banning so many AD junglers
I'm disgusted. I literally have a Heimerdinger mid on my team. I'm just disgusted.
Did you? You should ask him. Did you hear what I said?
What'd you say?
I said every person who locks in Nocturne jungle or Heimerdinger mid is an official card-carrying member of their local Moonies chapter.
Maybe it will be an Ezreal to complement the Karma, or maybe
there's something, alright.
I get what we wanted here, baby. Lock that in. We get the Miracle.
Some bags of garbage, I tell you.
And also, the Renekton, I think for
Good thing I'm drinking a Michelob, the official sponsor of your average American patriot.
Out strong blind pick top laners. They're probably going to save 5th pick for the top lane counter, so you might as well pick a strong blind pick that's still available. They'll go with the Renekton nice and early. Yeah,
it's always so weird to me that, like, if you have an ice-cold beer, it tastes, like, actually really good. But if you have, like, a room temperature beer, it tastes like you're drinking, like, acid.
Also protection ban. The Sejuani is very good pairing with that Renekton that you mentioned, Flowers, so trying to take down some of the possible 2v2 on top side.
And it's just such a
imagine taking acid and trying to hit a workout.
He seems to carry on Sejuani.
You did?
Any jungler that I've
no, I said imagine.
That sound. If it was like at my home gym, then I'd be like, okay, that'd be lit. I mean, I've done it on mushrooms.
Really? How was it?
It's pretty fun. On a microdose.
Oh, it's up like 3 up and a half, like full trip.
I'm a little surprised that we don't see an Ezreal ban because I think that's going to be a really strong pick.
I'd probably be catching myself in the mirror.
Well, the thing is, like, for me, like, well, like, the person that I would get it from was, like, been, like, a tenured, like, a farmer, a guy who's been, like, a legit farmer for, like, 10 years. And the ones that you would, like, cultivate, he said that, like, 1 was equivalent to 2. And so most of the time I would take, like, 1 or, like, 1.5 at most. Because I just want to have fun, but I don't, like, I've taken more before, but it just wasn't enjoyable to me. Because I have, like, a lot of, like, natural anxiety, and I don't want to be overwhelmed, right? Like, I just want to have, like, an enjoyable, peaceful experience.
It will overstimulate you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Really does complement a lot of the dive and assassination potential.
But I will say I have had some of my best, like, moments while doing it. Like, there's just several realizations in my life that I learned from doing it that just, it motivated me, and it made me realize, like, what I needed to be more serious about and what I needed to work on. Like, there was one time where I had this, like, crazy, like, I wouldn't even say, like, it wasn't like an out-of-body experience, but it was just like an experience where I, like, realized, like, I was on the computer and I was playing Valorant with my friend, and this once like this knife came in rotation that I was like, oh, if this knife ever comes into rotation, I'm gonna buy it. And it had not been in rotation for a year, and it popped up as soon as I was peeking, and I was like, oh shit, this is dope. And then, like, 2 hours in, I was having a good time, and I had this thought that I was like, dude, I've been on the computer for, like, over 3 hours. I'm like, imagine a person who's from, like, the 1800s, and they're just, like, behind me, and they're just watching this guy who's, like, looking at this, like, this screen that's it's literally, it's just a screen, and this guy is entertained for, like, 5 hours at a time doing nothing. Like, what an idiot, this guy. And it just made me realize, like, I was like, okay, I need to, like, get off the computer and, like, I need to be, like, more, like, precarious about my time, because, like, my family members are, like, working really hard, and I'm just, like, playing this game right now. So I need to, like, manage I was playing Valorant and I was peeking, and I was like, it made me, I was like, my mom's about to get up at, like, 4 a.m. for work, and I'm just, like, doing mushrooms. And it's just like, I just bought this knife and I feel like a piece of shit. So then it just made me, like, focus more on work, you know? So literally every time I've done it, it gave me, like, a new perspective of what I needed to focus on in my life.
Valorant?
No, I'm not talking about Valorant.
The durability or the gold
I
to withstand the dives. So
yeah.
VKS need to play.
Bro, I will say that Valorant's such, like, a fun game, and then one day you realize it's just so ass because you basically just have the same kind of people in your game who are depressed because they don't play any other game except Valorant.
I actually found Valorant very fun because, like, I've always been the kind of person that's really, like, what I like about Valorant is that I've never been good at movement-based shooters where you had to, like, run and shoot at the same time. I liked the aspect of, like, setting up angles. I thought that, like, I was just better at that. But what I realized is it's just, like, I don't like the aspect of, like, I'm playing, and eventually you get to a point where every person can just flick you in 0.5 seconds, and then the game becomes unenjoyable. So I found it fun to play with friends, but just, I realized, like, this game is just stupid to play alone. Like, unless you're just cracked at flicking, I don't think that you should play alone. It's just not enjoyable, you know?
Oh yeah, everyone's toxic on that game too.
I never really had a toxic experience. I just felt like, damn, I'm ass. And I'm like, I can't do anything. Like, you get to a point and you're like, you're doing good, and it's like, if I'm going against people who are on the same skill level as me, it's pretty fun. But eventually you start doing better and you get to a point where it's like, bro, I literally just revealed my head for 0.5 seconds and I'm just dead on every single point. And the other aspect of it is like, oh, so once you get that realization, you realize, wait, there's 14 more rounds that I have to sit through where I know I'm not going to be able to kill a single person on this team because everyone on that team is cracked. Like, at least in League, even if there's a guy who's way better than you, you can get them in like a 3v1 and just catch them while they're low health. In Valorant, it's like, when people are better than you, it's like, dude, you're not doing anything, you know? Because it's like one shot.
Really? I feel like it's a lot different in League because they get fed and you can't kill them. In Valorant, you just gotta shoot them in the head once and they're dead. You can like kill them.
But I'm mainly talking about people who are like you're way better. I'm not that good at flicking people. And like eventually you get into like a skill bracket when every person on their team can just like headshot you in 0.5 seconds. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally useless. Like this, it doesn't even matter what point I'm on, you know? If I ult someone, the only time I could kill people was when I would play Viper. That's why I loved Viper. You know what's funny? Is I actually paid for a coach in Valorant. I thought about that the other day and I was like, dude, I hired a coach in Valorant and I hired a coach in TFT, but I never hired a coach in League. That's so funny.
I know, you should have.
Dude, did I tell... I consider it. I'm trying to make... I want to find, like, a person that I think is actually, like, worth. I have to, like, find a person through YouTube that's, like, actually worth. Because there's a lot of people who, like, they're either charging, like, an exorbitant amount of money, or they're just, like, shit. Like, imagine paying $350 to get coached by Nice. That is so ass. Like, you pay $350 for this ex-military guy to just tell you, like, fuck you, end your life, stop playing. And I'm like, dude, like, I just paid you $350. Like, wait, why are you talking to me like this? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, if you go to League, coaches, they'll probably...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to make sure, like, if I'm going to pay someone, I want to wait till I find someone who's, like, good. But also... I want to, like, reach my maximum potential. Because I think right now, like, there's things that I know I can improve on myself. I want to, like, pay for a coach once I've reached, like, what I think is my plateau. Like, if I can get to gold on my own, I would pay for a coach. Because I know that I can get to gold. I would just have to play the game a fuck ton, and I would have to keep playing one champion. And I haven't had the, like...
You're never gonna leave even bronze if you blame people.
I did leave bronze, and I blamed people the entire way.
I'm mostly just, like, joking.
I'm mostly joking, too, but you're not good at analyzing whether I'm joking or not.
Well, one game you actually were, like, snapping on your team. And, like,
oh, yeah, that game I was actually mad. I just wanted to be mad to be mad. I was mad at the world, and I wanted to take it out on someone.
He flashes, but, you know, easy for Desamas to still stay in range for the fear tether and secure the kill for his accomplice.
But now I'm drinking a beer, so I'm chill, you know? I'm like Hank Hill. I'm going to drink a beer, and then I'm going to drink another beer, and then I'm going to go mow the lawn.
You have a lot to learn. You need to get some coaching, to be honest with you.
Brother, I said I was interested in getting coaching, but I want to wait until, like, I've reached, like, a plateau. It'd be more valuable. Did I tell you that about my experience when I paid for a TFT coach?
No, what was he like?
Okay, this is the funniest thing. So I paid for a coaching, and I eventually got Noah to get a coaching from the guy too. So I'm in my game, and it's like we're doing a live coaching with the guy, and I get this once in a lifetime high roll where basically this was in season like 2 of the game. And I got, like, a level 3 legendary Swain. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, so basically, like, you win. There's honestly not, like, he's like, okay, you can move your Swain over here. So basically, like, I gained nothing from the coaching session because I got this insane high roll to where it didn't matter what I did. I just automatically won the lobby. And I got so unlucky. So then immediately after, I got Noah to get a coaching from the guy. And the exact same thing happened to him. He also got a level 3 legendary Swain, and he just neither of us learned anything. Like, the guy, he wasn't a bad coach. It was just, like, really unlucky that we both just got the most insane, like, high roll comp from, like, the most autopilot comp, too, to where it didn't matter what we did. We were just always getting first.
And I actually wonder how much
that's actually so funny.
I know, because I can't even, like, quantify it to you how low of a chance, like, even after I got the session, neither me or Noah were able to replicate what had happened. And it's not like I was doing this coaching when I was in low elo. I got the coaching when I was already in diamond. But what allowed me to push to Masters and then eventually Grandmasters for a bit was that I created this formula that I created a regression analysis formula utilizing the data on this website of what the best units were, and I basically created a math formula that told me the strength of the correlation between the units that were being played by the top 20 people on the leaderboard and what their win percentage was, and it basically like allowed me to come to a conclusion that told me what were the best units in the format to force in correlation to what their win rate was. And once I understood that, I just kept playing around these units, and I just was able to get to Grandmaster for a little bit.
Way that they can advance this game, but
I know you're really hot. You're easily the best TFT player ever, man. You're really
and
good.
that was when I didn't even play that long. I think I had only been playing the game for like 3 to 4 months. What's nice about TFT is it's like you don't have to like get first to climb. You only have to get top 4 to get elo games.
I think those are 2 mistakes I'm not used to FlyQuest making.
And like one of like the bigger skill gaps is just knowing when to like noticing. If you notice early on, like, okay, this guy, he has 100 HP and he keeps just facing the bottom 4 people in this lobby, I'm not going to be able to get first. So instead of trying to play risky to go first place, I'm just going to be super conservative and guarantee 4th place, so I at least get plus 10 LP. Like, once you're able to identify that, it's just so easy to climb. Because it's not like League where it's like all or nothing. Either you win or lose. It's like if you just get 4th, you keep getting plus 10, you're not losing anything, and you just keep increasing. And then eventually it'll be your turn to high roll, and you'll get a first.
Looking for the Ishtal's impact. He only finds Trimby, and he only gets the impale onto Trimby and his clone.
Plus, it's very interesting to me that, like, a lot of people, like, TFT is very deceiving. Because a lot of people think that there's, like, a lot of RNG involved, and that, like, yeah, this guy just got first place because it was random. But in reality, like, unless you're in Masters Plus, literally the best person in the lobby will win every single time. There's almost, like, no variance at all. Like, you can get to platinum just by slamming your items immediately. If you just make, like, the best possible items you can and not greed for best in slot items, you can just get to platinum super fast. It doesn't even matter what your knowledge is. Fucking Nocturne, dog. Nocturne is so gay. Okay, Kessler, you're getting your desired outcome. VKS actually has a 1.7k gold lead. Are you happy?
Yeah, I kind of want to see them win. I saw them like streaming the South Americans. They were all hype.
Fuck the South Americans. Are you a Nazi? Are you a Nazi?
No. I want the underdogs to win.
But I want FlyQuest to win the world.
North America. I also want FlyQuest to win. I just wish the games were like more close. It's not.
I will say I do like it. I want if the game. The ideal scenario for me would be the series goes to 5 games and FlyQuest wins. Because the reality is, like, the number one thing I want is I just want to see more high-level gameplay, considering we're not going to see any matches for the next couple months. And then the number 2 thing I want is FlyQuest to win.
Miru just waiting to collapse if Inspire tries to fight for it.
And that's partially due to the fact that, like, FlyQuest kind of made me get in to, like, the esports scene. Because this is, like, to my knowledge, I may be wrong, but this is probably the best team that North America has had in the past 10 years, since, like, 2015. Since Team Solo Mid in 2015 with Doublelift and Bjergesen, I think this is the best North American team we have seen. And I think this team, legitimately, like, there's probably, like, a 10% chance that this team could make it to the finals at Worlds. Because, like, most people agree that Inspired and Busio could play in South Korea, and they could do well, which is kind of crazy. But you know what's even more funny? Is these two all-star guys that are, like, the best people in North America and South America, they're both just foreign players that we paid to come over to America. There's no actual good people that are actually 100% American nationality. I wonder why that is.
And where he is going to be near the dragon spawn. This mountain dragon coming up very shortly, and so VKS doing a very good job setting up their vision here.
You would think that, like, people in America would be really good at this game because they have the most free time, like, on average, right? Because, like, America has the most wealth out of any country that's playing this game, so they have, like, the most opportunity. And it's also, like, buying a computer in another country costs a lot more money than America. Americans have, like, even though, like, we're kind of in a recession with, like, the tariffs and stuff, Americans still have, like, easier access to, like, better computers.
You got 2 more Drakes to spawn before that. That's going to be a sub 25-minute Dragon Soul if they're able to take it quickly.
Yeah, and the other advantage that they can definitely have towards mid-game could show up in side lanes.
Fuck, dude, I kind of want to play some Yu-Gi-Oh.
Much more difficult time at side laning here than the Gnar or the Akali, especially with the Nocturne.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how the mid-game ends up looking with the lead that VKS have. You have to assume that they will be able to open up these side lanes and continue to kind of rinse and repeat here with, like, Nico plays, they get a little crafty.
4, 5, 6,
Oh, he flashes forward for the Pop Blossom. Miru dives in right after. Quad's got to know there's no way home except in a body bag.
Okay, wow. It's looking like VKS will probably take this game. Sorry, chat. Had to move over my Master Duel.
Nico play down mid lane, and they just again go for the
Kessler, you should try Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It's the digital version of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd be interested to see what you think about it. It's way more free-to-play friendly than Hearthstone.
I don't like
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I probably will never play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Really? I think Yu-Gi-Oh! is the best card game ever.
These ultis are uninspiring.
I mean, I don't doubt that. I just don't like. I don't like Yu-Gi-Oh! The TV show and the way I am with games and stuff. I don't really care to, like, get involved with people.
The TV show really has nothing to do with the card game at all, which is kind of funny.
17 health. Well, you know, that's better than 0 health.
I know, but
They're not winning any fights.
I would be tempted to watch it. I don't really want to watch that.
I don't know if either of these count as objectives, gentlemen.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is the best version.
An objective coming up here in about 45 seconds. It is the Rift Herald, and this could be another big thing for VKS to secure to continue pushing the pace of this game.
If it wasn't for Yu-Gi-Oh!, like, literally some of my, like, probably, like, half of my closest friends I met through Yu-Gi-Oh!
I mean, every objective belongs to VKS, in my opinion, until the soul fight.
My best memories are when I was 13, just going to the local Yu-Gi-Oh! tournament.
What happens is that VKS commits 5 people so they can get a turret. Like, any way that FlyQuest can try and freeze this gold lead or shrink it, 2,500 will become.
I would have never met Ortiz if I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh!
If they keep it at 2,500, as the game ends up generating more gold. So that's really where they are right now. This early game has been incredibly one-sided in the favor of Evocade Stars.
My whole team's game.
You just got to be so careful going towards any of these brushes. Busio's karma is so.
If FlyQuest turns it around and wins this game, FlyQuest is the real deal. Like, this would actually be crazy.
Where they're just waiting for him Disamas going to back away a little bit here. The Herald has spawned. Masu, Busio, Inspired, Whippo, everybody nearby here. Quad is on the other side of the map. He does have his TP. He does have level 11, ready to join if a team fight breaks out. But that team fight is in such heavy favor of VKS. FlyQuest would have to find an amazing engage to have any kind of a chance. And Disamas is just going to start up this Herald all on his own.
Yeah, you could tell they really wanted to go for a pick, and they're chunking down Masu in mid lane, but FlyQuest are not going to bite on this one. They have been punished too many times, and so they have made the call. Know what? We are not going to give you any more kills.
Yeah. I mean, I still actually feel like in this state of the game, I'd rather be the side of VKS Stars, mainly because the Dragon Soul is so fast.
Well, duh, they're 2.5k ahead in gold. Why would you want to be on FlyQuest in this situation? And they have 2 Drakes.
And I don't feel like Orianna and Ezreal will be online by that time.
Some of these commentators should just be fired.
He's really trying to
Like, they provide no value and they're just talking heads.
That's so true. I don't have to say right now.
Dude, that's why I don't like the girl. Like, it's nothing I have against women. It's just I don't feel like the girl ever says anything insightful. She just says things to say things, and it just overall lowers the value of the content. Boxing is the worst about that, if I'm being honest.
Miru jumping in. Quad could be in some danger. The shockwave to try to pull him out, but Miru immediately jumps back away, disengages as Inspired tried to go for the Ishtal impact into the Impale. But again, it's another ulti and another whiff from Inspired.
And you want to look at a lot of the cooldowns for FlyQuest that are going to contribute to durability. So there's a lot of burst damage, of course, on VKS, and they'll have a lot of offensive power. But once grouped up, FlyQuest want to try and use that extra safety that they have, and they're moving together as a unit. You know, they're the ones with the redemption that is finished. Nico, pretty much always, you got to go for Proto Belt so you get your Miracle Engage. But Busio wants to add that extra shield, plus the extra, redemption heal, and they work behind their very beefy front line here.
I mean, at the very least, FlyQuest is looking for a bit of a contest there. If you do count the items, there's not 2 full core items on anyone from VKS Stars, so they might think that this is fightable.
Keep your eyes on Masu.
Yo, Bryce, are you still there, brother?
There are no teammates near him right now. If anybody else from VKS jumps on him, Disamas can immediately follow it up. But no, FlyQuest, they have conceded the bottom side river to VKS. It is all 5 VKS Stars players. And this 3rd Drake of the game will go down. They will secure the feats of monster slaying with that one. But topside, Quad is just...
What do the feats of monster slaying give you?
Of the game. This tier 1 top still
OP
has
buffs.
HP left. Quad needs to push the wave as fast
But what does
as
it
he can.
specifically give you? I know what the boots one does, but I don't know what that does.
The grubs might at least come in useful here for a little bit. Yeah. But Wall, with his Trinity Force, chasing after Whippo, does find a lot of good damage there, but Whippo gets away to safety in enough time to not be killed. First turret over to FlyQuest.
Yeah, I think that the correct call is to go for the guaranteed money and then cross-mat trade on the top side to get the extra funds into your Orianna. This champion does scale quite nicely. Rod of Ages stacks are still stacking up. Wants to get that extra tower money for them so that they can actually...
Might be a dive here.
Yeah, Boal just turned back into mini Narb. Whippo with a swift trade to clear him out. Call the Meek plus Stridebreaker active on top of the wave. Also insta-clears the minion wave. So that also will serve to dissuade Disamas and Boal from trying to make any sort of a dive.
I realized the climb I'm going to have to spam draft mode, play Aatrox, and become better with Aatrox. And I'm so grateful I did that because there's been so many games already where I'm misplaying. So I need to get to the point where I just don't misplay at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm so... It's going to be like my own human arm, every ability that this dude has.
That makes sense. I think there's a couple people that you could climb with. I think you could also climb with Silas, because you're pretty good with him already.
Well, I played so much time with him. He's probably the champ since I got back in League this last month, I've had my most games with him.
Okay. Is Silas or Aatrox?
Because if there's an equalizer for a 3 Drake 2000,
I got the plat with Aatrox. I was playing Aatrox a long time.
Gotcha.
The problem is there's still a lot.
Plus the soul are going to be where this game is decided.
Yeah, and VKS are the team that get to drive that and choose the exact moment. FlyQuest are kind of in a reactive seat at the moment. They do have to rely on their full 5, on their durability of their shields from Orianna, from Karma, and try and play safely that way. VKS are in the position where they do get to choose kind of the openings and the area that the team fight is going to be in. We definitely are looking, 2 minutes and 45 seconds here ahead to the Dragon Soul, because that is going to have huge benefits for VKS.
Yeah.
And so they're going to try and use as many of their vision resources.
Nice route.
Nice little prediction there. Towards this area of the map really early on, and then try and force FlyQuest into a really awkward team fight where they actually have to like approach here from a dangerous scenario.
Yeah, I do think this is where FlyQuest does make their stand, though. If you look at the core items on everyone.
Oh, this guy's so screwed. I just ended with a Ryziel detonator, a Wave High King Caesar, and a set Ryziel plugin with a Max C in hand. He's so cooked. Ryziel is just so broken, dude. Yeah, it's a VKSW. I don't know how VKS actually got a game, but that is actually crazy.
The curtain call fires off and Masu flashes back over the wall, but Inspired's not going to do the same. Boal takes the kill. VKS, 3-0 fight, 8-0 game.
FlyQuest were hoping
wow.
to get a 2v1 on top side, but VKS already had a play of their own in mind.
FlyQuest is blundering so hard.
Desamis is there. The Nocturne ultimate comes through, and the side lanes are where they are king.
And that's what sums up this game. Desamis is there. Every time something happens, he's the one cleaning up. Boal is in a 1v2.
Yeah, Boal now locked up. He is in Mega Gnar, so he is a little bit tankier. Masu and Whippo chasing after the Gnar, but now with the TP coming in. Busio also ready to reinforce. Masu fires his skill shots a little bit early, but the Akali is so evasive. Miru shows up, keeps his ally protected, tries to juke him out there a little bit. But FlyQuest are just not performing, and I feel like a huge thing about this, not only is Desamis everywhere, Inspired is nowhere. 0-1 and 0 on this Skarner so far. There are no kills on FlyQuest. Inspired is normally such an engine for this team, and the engine's out of gas.
It's time for the Kia replay. The worst car on the American market. Kia. Get yours now and get your repairs 10 days later. Kia.
The chain is enormous from a long fear onto Quad. You could see Quad nearly got in range of Busio's heal, but I'd say even
Did you just hear what I said, Kes?
flank from Trimby was going to be enough to clean them up.
Don't you think it's weird that like they're like sponsored by Kia? I feel like Kia is like, for the past like our entire lives, I've always seen Kia as the most unreliable and most unmasculine car brand that you could potentially get. Like, there's two things I know about Kia. Number one, in order to purchase one, you need to chop off one of your testicles, and you can no longer call yourself a man on the drive to work. Number two, you need to forego your ability to maintain your credit card payments because you're going to have to pay for a lot of repairs.
This Akali with Shadow Flame, upgraded Sorcerer's Shoes, and the Hextech Rocket Belt is so powerful. Anybody he finds with his explosive burst is under so much threat.
And you can tell, they think it's going to be on Masu. They've got the Knight's Vow from Inspired on Masu. They're going to try and do everything they can to keep the Ezreal alive. VKS, they're burning it down, though.
Here we go, immediately. Target onto FlyQuest. Masu's going to be your target. He's not quite dead yet, but there he goes.
Oh, shit.
Bottom lane already down, and VKS have found exactly what they're looking for.
VKSW incoming?
Watch the next game if they won.
It's 0-12 and they have an over 5k gold advantage with a soul in the first 25 minutes of the game. It's pretty much game over. They'd need a Hail Mary to come back.
It is lights out for him. They get the fight, they get the soul, they're going to get the Otacon, and that is going to make the Baron and the game likely indefensible for FlyQuest.
And we're seeing it. VKS, the #1 seed from the South, when they are faced with
Yo, thank you for the follow, my brother.
win game here, they are clutching up.
I mean, I believe it was Sven on the desk who held up the sign and said, make it chaotic for the VKS win.
I'm actually so surprised VKS is able to like get a game off here. I did not believe them to get anything.
In the early game, and now that VKS has found their opportunities to put their foot on the gas early, they've been flooring it all game long.
Masu goes for that single hit on the control ward, and that's all Vivo Kate Stars need to fly immediately on top of him. Whippo, as well, was trying to mark the...
Yeah, I think even if they had correct vision, it was just going to be an L for them. Like, they needed to take a risk to try to get back in the game, and now the game's irreparable.
Make it
It's just an irreparable game state. It is what it is.
Good job setting up at Dragon here in a nice open area where they can flank from multiple angles. And you see the precision of Nico getting on at the same time as this Nocturne diving in as a team. VKS are able to take down the Ezreal. That FlyQuest were putting so much effort into trying to keep up. And now VKS with this massive, massive lead.
Bryce, are you there?
At this point, FlyQuest is just trying for desperate plays. If they get one kill, they'll probably try and force Baron. But here comes.
Your mic is really quiet.
Okay, there's your Impale trying to lock him up a little bit at least. Inspired stays alive with the shield from the Seismic Bastion. Miru just staying alive.
Bro, I think I had a caffeine crash. I usually don't like intake that much caffeine at one time, and it just made me pass out. Because I didn't tell you this, but I just drank a coffee before you gave me that. So I just took like over 400 milligrams of caffeine.
And so FlyQuest are not able to actually get any kills there.
Wait, is VKS about to win?
Yeah, I mean, they have a soul and a 6.5k gold lead, essentially.
Masu wants an objective bounty.
I told them, bro, they better snap in.
Bro, they gotta lock in, bro. I popped a Michelob for this, man. I'm about to be 2 beers deep. They gotta extend the series.
Out of you,
Thank you, brother.
What do they even get if they win if they're going to Worlds?
They get the clout.
Wait, it's just a clout game?
Well, they get a trophy. This is to decide who's gonna get first place in the Americas regions. I'm sure there's some prize money on the line. Holy shit, that was a crazy dive.
VKS is coming huge.
Yeah, we're going to game 4. We're going to game 4. It's crazy.
Might just shut out FlyQuest in game 3.
And Fly has a league, don't they?
From the draft.
Like
they have a 7.1k gold league with a soul, and they're getting a Baron. It's just basically game.
To that challenge, they did not play passively. They have found the windows to punish FlyQuest.
They better hurry because they're all weak.
I don't think anyone has ever come back from a like a bigger deficit than this. Oh wow, they actually stopped them on the Baron. That was crazy.
He cleans up.
That was crazy. They actually stopped them from the Baron. That was crazy, dog.
They're cooked.
They're probably not coming back, but I can't believe they stopped the Baron. Like, I did not expect that, dude.
That's crazy. Because this was low elo, they would have jumped on Renekton right there.
If this was low elo, it wouldn't matter that they had a 6.8 gold lead. The other team would just end them in the base while they're taking Baron. Because that's just how the low elo grind set be, baby.
The only advantage that FlyQuest had for so long was Masu's power farming that we were talking about earlier. But now Morteo's 1-0 and 8 on the Jhin. Infinity Edge completed alongside the Collector and Rapid Fire. The Collector Rapid Fire Jhin, yeah, he does a little bit of damage, but he's kind of like a mosquito. Infinity Edge is where he upgrades to like a high caliber mosquito. He still doesn't do the damage.
He's a high caliber mosquito, guys. I'm just a quirky commentator.
Deadliest insects on the planet.
Yeah, they're really nasty.
I just took some good old-fashioned Dallas cocaine in the bathroom, guys. I'm come ready for game number 4. Let's go. There we go, guys. You gotta get in there, brother. You gotta take another nose beer, brother. We gotta get in there.
Oh my god,
Dude, pro play is so deceptive because they make you think that the AD carry role is actually like a playable like character you can utilize in the game to have an impact. But it couldn't be farther than the truth.
4v3, might as well take Baron now.
I don't even know how they stopped them from taking Baron before. That was ridiculous.
50 seconds or 40 seconds before the Elder Dragon spawn.
Well, because Renekton does AoE damage.
Brayden is saying this game's completely over.
If they would have had Baron on their toes,
right? They won 80% of their games domestically.
To be fair, Renekton is the only person on their team that actually has a gold advantage on his enemy laner. The only person. If it was anyone other than Renekton, it was GG.
If you've beaten them until the Nexus falls.
I don't know, man. I'm about to call this one. It's looking pretty flatline.
99 times out of 100, I feel like
bro, Fly is trash.
VKS has truly arrived here for the finals in game number 3. 2,500 gold lead in mid, 2,500 gold lead in bot, 2,000 gold lead at support, 3,500 gold lead for Desamas in the jungle.
Trash, like they just 2-0 them, like without even lifting the thumb.
Who said Fly is trash?
In the Nocturne versus Skarner matchup, as Fly
No!
the great equalizer is the only way to come back into the game.
Yeah, bro. Why are you saying that, Kes?
Inspired only locks up the enemy jungler as Whipple tries to duel with Shockwave.
Holy shit.
Not when you're this far behind. Pop Loss are ready to follow it up. FlyQuest, try as they might, say good night. It's an ace for nothing. VKS.
12.4k gold lead. No Baron needed. The Teemo emote has come out of the fray. Nocturne will attempt to use his ability on the tower before realizing he doesn't do any tower damage.
They saw the 19-4 in game number 1, the 18-5 in game number 2, but the most impressive score of the series is 22-2 here in game number 3.
Wow, that was crazy. If VKS just randomly came back and just 3-0'd FlyQuest, I would be drastically surprised. That would be a bigger surprise than Kamala Harris winning the 2024 election.
Than the 2 FlyQuest victories. This is a dominant performance of their own, backs completely against the wall, needing to win every single game. VKS extend the series.
No game 5, Fly game 4. I agree. I'm honestly just so surprised that VKS even won this game.
FlyQuest has to still finish this team off.
Lounge, they did it. Vivo Cade Stars brought it back. Break it down for us.
Honestly, they just had a risky fight in the early game. I think that FlyQuest draft was better overall, though. If they were going to lose a game, I thought they would lose the last game. Like, game 2 was the game where I thought that if VKS would get a game, they would have got it. This game, I did not expect it.
And it felt like FlyQuest, for the first time this series, weren't able to answer in those moments.
Yeah, you can tell that Inspired, like, he must have felt useless. He was looking for angles constantly. Couldn't find anything. Looking top side. Nocturne was there. Bot side. Hell nah. But we're going to the
Hell nah.
These almost the same colors as you have.
I like how this is a Brazilian team, but half the people on the team aren't actually Brazilian. Okay, we can end. Bring out the Teemo emote. Let them know we mean business.
Yeah, I mean,
I just love how aggressive Trimmy got right at the very end. He's like,
hey, Moitez is going first.
I mean, I also like how calmly they dealt with the Shockwave, right? Because it's something that looks so cool visually on our end, but then they're just like, I'm okay, we're good.
Care for the winnable? Yes. Okay.
Bro, this lady does not stop with her useless information.
It didn't matter that much.
They need to kick this lady off.
Like
Dude, that's so true, bro. I feel like they only have her on to represent all of the people in America that have blue hair. It's like, I have nothing against women, but she just provides no information of value. She just says things to say things. And it's just like, why?
Able to get into this 2-0 position off of Masu having a great game 1.
Yeah, and we talked about how this fight was a little sus for VKS with a lot of flashes having been down, some stuff burned from previous engagements, and then
why do they keep spamming this clip?
Bringing the trap onto them, right? Comes
yeah, like this was from the first game.
From Masu, and this game looked a lot more like the first game these two teams played.
And so was this one, right?
This was from game 2, I think. Because the Annie, it was game 2.
Probably the Masu Quadra.
Oh yeah.
They were feeding him quite a bit.
I think so.
As a whole, like, they were playing a much better game than VKS, and I was hoping for a bloody series. It started off pretty slow.
Yeah, it's game 2 because I didn't even have an
There
hour
wasn't a lot
start.
of kills very early on, but I mean, Sven, I want to get your thoughts here because Masu did feel like the main character.
So is this one of those tournaments where they can only use one character once?
Yes, it's called Fearless Draft. So once a character has been used in a match, neither team can use that character for the remainder of the series.
Yeah. You want to be scattered almost. You want to have more angles, so maybe it's just drop the whole control mage from the back team, come and just play more
Bro, this was a hilarious moment. I thought VKS would have actually won this fight because they slammed the Rift Herald into Busio, but then it just turns out it didn't matter at all.
It's fights like these that make it hard to play from the back. And I think maybe VKS should just drop the whole Asir Oriana thing and just play, you know, Kai'Sa and Lucian and Ezreal kind of champions and play Nocturne, play Akali, play Yone, and try to keep playing it that way. It's obviously working for them.
Yeah. That's actually pretty funny because you don't really have much time in between games to change entirely how you play. If you just feel like you're not going to make that adjustment, then adjust the draft to make it better for you.
Yeah, I do think the difference between a game 1 and 2 drafts and then this one is drastic. And it might have been a Hail Mary from VKS, and I'm like, hey, wait, that worked. Let's keep going with this.
Yeah.
Let's see what it takes us.
Well, Emily, I mean, we've
Yeah,
talked about some of
was
the
kinda
Brazilian
huge.
teams, you know, giving up the power picks in games 1 and 2, and then, you know, coming back later in the series.
Let me know when they're in the draft
Was that the
pit.
strategy? Vivo?
All right, I'll let you know, brother.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was Red who was more known for that. Regardless, as we see, Bwipo stats from that game to
This dude
win
looks
had
like
a
a League
really,
of
really good
Legends
game on
character.
that. Part of splitting up
Bro, why you gotta
those
go do him
fights
so
for
dirty like
FlyQuest
that?
And then being able to get onto the Sivir and
I don't like his
But as we
smile,
talked
bro.
about in game 3, I actually was a little iffy
Even
on
his
this
forehead's
draft
coming
because of
over his
4-5.
nose.
I was like, okay, they gave up the
Bro,
extra
even the skinny
advantage
people
of
have to be
Vigo,
skinny
which is a
fat
little
that
bit
play this
concerning to
game.
me, but it started off super early.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
What you'd want to see from Cade, right on that initial
Grandma,
period
give me
where
a
the
grape
Nocturne comes in,
soda!
he gets this
Bro, that's why
into a
Tyler
good
1 got so
position,
popular
I'm
because
Atriox top!
dude, Grandma, they're ganking me. They're ganking me. And then Grandma's like, not again, Tommy. Not again.
Kind of tough if the minion of the
But
front
here's your
of the line
sandwich.
is the one that has Nico in it. But there's a part of the draft that you didn't like, I think, Sven, about the Karma pick. You wanted to see something maybe perhaps different.
Yeah, I mean, Karma's not bad versus Nico, don't get me wrong.
Dude, if
but
I can get
feel
my
like
grandma to
Karma
play
with
this
a still
game,
range
I want her to
towards
play
the
Hummer
against
Demon.
Nico, but it's much better against
I think there's like an old lady that actually
Nico.
plays this game and
Obviously,
streams.
they pick Nocturne and Nico.
I
There's
heard
an
something
old
about
man
that.
who plays Urgot talking in streams. It's so
I feel like
funny.
Bar would have offered more disengagement.
You know
Those
that girl,
old
she's been a
guys.
caster for years. She's getting old though.
These kind of early game fights,
Yeah, I feel like
caught and with
that girl,
he could just
I feel like she just doesn't understand anything about the game or like cares about the game, and she just says things to say things. But I watched in Europe and they have like an actual like girl like interviewer that actually says valuable information, and she's also attractive. That girl just looks like she messed up her teeth from doing fentanyl, which I guess,
Dang, bro, that was deep.
which I guess is just like the most American thing you could do, right?
Almost an 82% kill participation.
Fentanyl is the most American thing that you can do because all other countries are able to sustain their economy by sending it to our country, you know?
Yes, this is really how it works, yeah.
And we finally got to see Miru on
This is how we
So there's a prize
subsidize the
pool for
Chinese.
champion in this series. He's known for these more melee.
Well,
picks.
duh, there's a prize pool. You think these people are just playing for fun?
I would love to see if Evocade complete.
Do you think anyone actually has fun in this game? Hell no, they're playing for money.
We see FlyQuest hard at work here, reviewing what went wrong in that game.
Hard at work, you know, hard at work, just you know, choking on some plastic. That's how you know you're locked in.
Strong red side drafting team, the way that they especially tend to save picks sometimes for Bwipo or for Busio.
Here, I know-
He does not
in the
look
support role
Brazilian.
and top,
Dude, half
but
the
I
people on
also
their
think,
team don't look like
again,
they
we talked
know a
about
single
the
word of
value
Portuguese.
red
Here, this is
side
better. I know what to
in
do.
tier list, right? Where if Sven, you said make it chaotic depending
Bring
on what
back
VKS are going to draft. Fly now wants that red side to
I
get
made the
further
commentating
picks,
so much better.
Really rely on those deep champion pools that we touched upon at the beginning of the day.
One more mistake.
Okay, we're doing a Fabled Lurie into Fiendsmith Requiem.
We have to have in the top
What game
of
is
the
it?
lineup. We're talking about the
I'm playing
picks.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think one thing that Subtle had talked about with in game 2.
You're playing Yu. What made you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh and watch a League tournament at the same time? I can't play any other game in League if I'm playing League.
They're willing to be there.
Because, like, I mean, you can't say the boat, Jonathan Ashby, without saying Yu-Gi-Oh in the same sentence. I mean, I'm literally the Yu-Gi-Oh OG. I've been playing this game longer than most of you have had testosterone in your bodies.
Yeah, I remember I was like 3 and 4 years old. I was asking for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I
Yeah.
had like a whole tote full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I never knew how to play the game.
That's the average
just
story
walk
of a
away.
person who plays Yu-Gi-Oh.
Bro, I was just walking around with the coolest looking Yu-Gi-Oh cards and giving them hot stuff.
There's something shiny in there, I think.
Bro, don't mess with me, I got a 12-star card, dude. Stay in your lane, buddy.
Yu-Gi-Oh is the most fun card game of all time, while also simultaneously being the biggest money pit that you could ever have.
But what we learned
The average deck in Yu-Gi-Oh is about $700 to $1,000, assuming that you have no like prior collection. If you want to be
Bro,
competitive.
I'm not gonna cap. Yu-Gi-Oh used to be like a secondary currency in America.
That's 100% true. I mean, I literally used to feed me and my dad by selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so it makes sense.
Dude, I used to get trade skateboard or Yu-Gi-Oh cards for skateboards, and then I'd sell skateboards.
Dude, that's a hustle. I traded Yu-Gi-Oh cards for weed, and then I sold weed. And then I traded
I guess they play Silver Scrapes if you get 2-0'd and you 3-0, and you get 3 dubs in a row.
It's called Silver Scrapes?
Yeah, it's like a goofy song.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
just a legendary League of Legends theme song.
So you have monsters, and they have to do like a certain attack. Each person has to do a certain attack.
Attack doesn't really matter that much. It's more about effects. So, what I'm doing is I'm establishing what's called a negate. So, I have a guy that's 2800 attack now, but he also says once per turn, if my opponent activates a card effect, I can negate up to 2 card effects on the field. So, basically, I have this guy in a soft lock because he's in a top deck situation. He has no cards in hand, and he can only draw 1 card next turn, but if he plays that card, I can just negate that card, and he can't do anything, so I just win. So he quits. That's the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! The difference between Yu-Gi-Oh! Now and Yu-Gi-Oh! 10 years ago is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now a turn 0 game. If both people are competent, 8 out of 10 times, the person who goes first in game number 1 will win. Because going first is just so powerful in Yu-Gi-Oh!
At 1 minute till Q, draft pick.
Yep.
Bro, so let me body this guy.
I might have to crack another cold one. Oh shit, my hand's insane. GG's. Sign the slip. I'm headed to the next round, Judge. This guy thinks he's cool because he has a max C, but I have a call by the grave, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, activate Fiendsmith Engraver. Get good, kid. No response. Add Fiendsmith Tract. Activate Fiendsmith Tract. Add Fabled Lurie. Discard Lurie.
Dude, this is like I'm watching Chinese, bro.
Yep.
I think we have
Probably because I'm the only white guy that's good at this.
We can be great too, like better than good.
If you ask me what...
Great teams, we can
Brother, I'm streaming. I'm watching it. It's on a commercial right now. It's not actually playing. I'm comboing with Fiendsmith Ryzeal. Okay, I'm going to go Fiendsmith Requiem. Activate effect. I'm going to summon Fabled Lacrima. Lacrima effect. I'm going to send Fiendsmith in Paradise. And now I'm going to go Engraver effect. Engraver to put back Lurie.
How was the Kali compared to yours?
Yeah.
Dude, how long is your turn?
About 3 minutes. Now I'm just gonna link summon into a Royal Rare Fiendsmith sequence. Fiendsmith sequence effect. I'm just gonna fusion summon from the graveyard.
I mean, I think
Don't worry, my opponent just doesn't get to interact this entire time.
They were, even when people thought like blue side was super OP. We've talked about the value of red side and how it can potentially increase, especially in Fearless. Everyone on FlyQuest.
Lacrima effect.
Chant pools.
We're gonna revive Engraver.
Going to be looking for counter picks, either for Bwippo,
Special summon.
potentially for Busio in the support role. Those are usually what they tend to save for R5.
Okay, now I just have a DDD Wave High King Caesar. So before I've even made any actual plays, so now my opponent can't Nibiru, and they're basically just soft locked out of the game.
I'll go back to that in a moment, but for last game, I didn't like the Renekton into the Gnar lane. If you do pick a lane like that, I would like to see a bit more like swapping going on, where you try to
Yeah, I did. I made an XYZ summon.
In that game, it just farmed for like 30 minutes and kind of really did nothing. So if they do go for like an even matchup,
Special summon X Ryzeal, send Aggregator.
activity in their lane assignments.
Aggregator effect for no reason. I'll negate my sequence. And then I'll normal summon Fulos. Fulos effect, summon Duo Drive, Royal Rare, so they know I have money.
I like that just because we know it's a quad, like
A Royal Rare costs about $300 to pull on average. That's how you know you're a good player.
Off the table, which I also like because, sorry Doko, we did see how they piloted that yesterday, and I thought Dishonest and Mirror did a really good job there.
I do wonder if they will keep.
What if they have like an online Yu-Gi-Oh game?
Yeah, it's called Master Duel.
Well, no, but the only way you can play decks is you scan in the decks that you have. Like, you have to mail in a deck.
That used to be a thing, but that was available for like a Wii/Xbox game, but the scanner was only available in Japan. I actually tried to get it, but then I realized you couldn't get it in the USA.
Also, Whippo comfort pick, so they're gonna take it away.
So I was gonna say, like, you'd have to mail it into a third-party company where they can verify the cards.
No, you just had to have a scanner, and if you had the scanner, then it didn't matter.
I feel like you can just like print it off, like print off both.
Well, it's kind of like money. Each one has like a custom UR code, so it wasn't really like that. But no one could do it in the USA, and also it wasn't like it was a single-player game, so it didn't really matter. Detonator effect. Okay, I'm just gonna attach aggregator. Okay,
is this guy attacking too, or he just hasn't played yet?
No, he hasn't gotten to play yet. I'm passing to him, and now I can destroy 3 cards when he activates an effect. I can negate any monster effect one time, and anytime he would activate a spell trap or monster effect that includes an effect that summons a card, I can just negate that. So basically, I have like 6 like interruptions, and he has 6 cards in hand. So he basically like. He would have to have a god hand to beat me, which is theoretically not going to happen. Okay, Rise has been selected for FlyQuest. Alright, let's see if this guy can actually do anything. The likelihood is that he's just going to quit. Okay, Aurora. Inspired is hovering in Italy.
Like what the next 80 jungler is going to be. The Viego ban came
as soon as I
so broken. Ride's so OP in Pro League.
That's true. As soon as I OTK this guy, we'll go back to the stream.
I don't know why he's not banned. Like, I'd rather fight a Cassiopeia than a Rise.
It's because most of the time, people on the blue side, they get like they want to ban a combo of a mid laner and a jungler, and although Rise is good, he's not necessarily good with Trundle. Okay, I won because I had 6 negates and the guy just realized he couldn't do anything. All right, get good, kid.
But I literally Rise is called a battle mage. But the funniest thing about that is he basically.
Alright, I'm stage 7 in the Duelist Cup. Let's go. And that's how you play Yu-Gi-Oh! You just set up a number of negates that the other person like is unable to answer, so that they just quit because they read your cards. What happens is you pass to the guy and he's a newer player, and the number one most important thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! You need to know is a person who just started within the past year has a 0.0% chance to beat a player who has been playing for the past 10 years, i.e. me. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so complicated. I don't know if you noticed this, but every single card that I played had legitimately 3 to 4 paragraphs of text, and there's no way that a new player is going to be able to process the amount of information that they need to understand within a 3-minute time limit.
I do not want to like learn all that. I don't like
well, that's why I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's the same reason why you like League. You like to gatekeep the game and like beat up on noobs, and that's what I like to do too. But the thing is, in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to spend money to beat up on the noobs. So not only are you beating up noobs, you're also preying on poor people. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So it feels really satisfying because you're like, I'm better than this guy and I have more money than him. And if you're like me, you're more jacked than the guy. So you're just like the trifecta Chad. And this is like the one area of life where you can just establish dominance over another human being and they just can't fight back.
Just like 2 kids on freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! Like it was nothing while we're waiting for the draft pick.
Bro, and I want you to understand, I haven't played the game in legitimately 3 months, and I just came back and I played 3 ranked games, and I just destroyed every person without them being able to like break a single card on my board.
You made him just waste 3 minutes of their freaking time.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, there's not a lot of good picks for Mateo's. Kind of
Bro, they need a lot.
I mean, literally,
VKS has a Shaq team
I think
up.
there is about like 90,000 different Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Outside of the cards that have come out since I haven't played in person in the past year, if you asked me if you asked me the name of any card or what its exact effect is of over 80,000 cards, I could tell you what the card does, what its stats are, and what its impact is in the current game. Like, that's how much information I have.
They did pick Unaro and
Bro, why don't you like sell coaching on like online for Yu-Gi-Oh?
I used to, but at this point it's just not really worth it. The thing is, like, I was doing a lot of coaching for One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh, but it was taking up so much of my time that I just didn't feel like it was worth it anymore.
Interesting to see the Silas Bang coming out.
At that point, you should hire some trainers. Like,
I could, but it's
you're bringing in the clientele for them, and like
I could do that. Like, and I actually thought about that. But the thing is, I was doing the coaching because I actually like to help people, and I wanted people to garnish success. And the people that I know and trust that are like also as high level as me, they don't have the time to do coaching because they all like have $100,000 job, and the little time that they have to actually do stuff outside of their job, they do it playing the game and going to these tournaments around the country themselves. And I don't want to just hire someone who I don't think is like qualified. Because the people that I worked with, like literally every person that I worked with, I turned so many people who had no experience into someone who just got top 8 at a One Piece regional, and they just won $2,000 in prizing. One guy, he got, if you just get top 64 in One Piece, you get a guaranteed $1,000. If you get top 32, that's like 2K, and if you get top 8, that's like 15K. That's why I liked playing One Piece when it first came out, because it was literally money laundering. I was doing my taxes, and I wasn't even trying to be a vendor, but I would just win so many like case tournaments and big tournaments to where I'd be constantly selling things on like different like Facebook groups. I had sold over $10,000 worth of cards in 1 year, and I wasn't even trying to be a vendor. I was just like winning a lot of stuff that I would just sell, and it was paying for me to play the game. But then it became like very difficult because of scalpers to gain access to all of the cards, and so I stopped playing.
You think it would be cool to like sponsor a team where like you pay for their trips and then like you get a percentage of the win?
I know a lot of people who are sponsored in Yu-Gi-Oh. One of my good friends, Luke Sacco, he actually he got top 8 in like the Fortnite World Championship. And he's one of the a lot of people would consider him one of the top 5 like best Yu-Gi-Oh players in the world. He has been sponsored by like multiple teams, and what happens is like they pay for his like trips to fly out and stuff. But what people don't realize is being sponsored in a card game sucks ass, because what you have to do is if you're doing well, you keep playing. So in most card games, if you get more than 2 losses in a tournament, you should basically drop out, because there's no way you're gonna top 8. But what happens is if you win, then you just split the money with the sponsor. But let's say you get like 2 losses early, most sponsors make you drop out of the tournament, and you have to like go buy and sell cards from people on the floor, which in order to make the sponsor back money. But that's actually like against the guidelines with Konami, and it can get you permanently banned. So when people do that, they're risking getting permanently banned in their like favorite hobby just because they need to like suffice the sponsor. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But also, one time when I was taking mushrooms, I was talking to my brother about this, and I was just dying laughing, and I'm like, why the fuck would anyone want to sponsor you? Like, I was thinking about it from a sponsor's perspective, because typically on their playmat, they'll have the sponsor, and I'm like, imagine I just go against my friend Luke, and I don't know him, and he just kicks my ass, and he's like, hey, do you want to, like, purchase, like, you want to use my discount code for, like, TCG player? I'm like, no, fuck you. You just kicked my ass. I don't want to fucking buy shit from you. Get the fuck away from me. And so I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, how does a sponsor actually like get any money out of that? Because if anything, if someone beats me and they have a sponsor, I immediately have a negative connotation associated with that brand. Because this guy is like representing that brand just kicked my ass. Like fuck him and fuck his brand.
Bard is not in that friend group, but this time around they're changing up the pairings, and I want to see how aggressively they can play the 2v2.
That Rakan just whiffed his Q.
Yeah.
Most AD carries
somehow Rise is able to outpoke an Aurora, which just blows my mind.
I gotta go get another beer.
Meanwhile, though, the mid lane that we were looking at, Miro is able to get the push in here with the Aurora, and the Aurora plus a Viego jungle has a lot of burst damage, so very threatening possibilities of picks, with both Aurora and Viego also having a lot of mobility that FlyQuest are going to have to respect when they're looking for vision around this mid lane.
And as much as we do want action, I feel like this is a bit of a threshold comp for FlyQuest, so there'll be a threshold of whether or not Rise and Urgot can become durable enough to survive Viego Aurora burst. Because that's what VKS is going to be trying to do in teamfights. They have to approach from a lot of angles. They have to fight fast, whereas FlyQuest is a little bit more plodding in their engage. They want to kite the fight out with the Maokai. They want to Bard ult to prevent your engage, and then have the sustained damage of the Urgot and the Rise later on.
Yeah, they definitely want to deny those resets to this VKS comp. Meanwhile,
yeah, they played Urgot Ashby.
We saw he just goes in. This is what you want your pushing top laners to do. Gets movement on enemy jungle. The confirmation over there.
So one thing I want to remind everybody about Urgot, because he has different level power spikes from a lot of other champions.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Level 9 is much larger for him than some others because it makes Purge become a toggle instead of a cooldown ability. And level 13 is also huge on this champion. It's your final upgrade on your shotgun knees, but those shotguns,
stay away.
It's hard to stay in close range when you're forced to flash back underneath the turret. Disamus, again, putting pressure on early. It's not a first blood this time, but it is the flash out of Bwipo.
Yeah, that's really great for Disamus. Still is able to get an early flash burn, even with getting scouted out a little early in this game. Still, plenty of time, goes and gets the bottom side Scuttle Crab and just go for his reset, clear back up towards top side because he cleared from top to bottom before. So you can just position yourself once again to now try and prey on this flashless Urgot.
Yeah, and getting Boal in a position to play aggressively is pretty huge. Busio just trying to be a little bit cheeky before collecting those heals.
Yeah, look at that little reset there, interrupt by him, and the minions, I believe, did group up pretty nicely in the aftermath. That looked very even down there. It doesn't really matter. So we'll see about the second recalls, because we're heading back and should just be full clears once again.
Yep, just making sure that our junglers can stay farmed up here.
Dude, everybody's like saying let's go Urgot.
Recall timer to head up through mid lane
Urgot's
as
so
is Busio. So it's kind of mirroring the Bard possibilities here, knowing that Busio is going to look to make some action.
Yeah, not to mention both teleports already burn mid lane, so
holy crap, he did a lot of damage.
It's one of these games where I feel like if Rise,
how's your Warwick
gets
game go?
That's the best path towards FlyQuest victory, so I think Busio's going to make a lot of visits to mid.
That Cosmic Binding just barely missing out on Morteos there. Trimby going to follow through on the magical journey, but does not find the Gleaming Quill. Those Cosmic Bindings, it looked like...
All right, I'm back, chat. Beer man, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the alcohol hits you? Get drunk.
Gonna be a
up here in the top side. Whippo tries to make space here with a disdain. He'll lose half HP, but he stays alive. Problem
Oh
is,
shit, the Urgot was brought out. This is lit.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was saying. You left it, I was like, Urgot's in the game.
I mean, I'm the beer man. I had to suit up, man. I'm like Tony Stark. He has that thing that like pumps up his heart so that he can stay alive. And for me, that's just my blood alcohol level. And I get my recharge when I get behind a vehicle, while my blood alcohol level is over .10.
Nice fog there by Quad running towards the side lane to allow Whippo to shove that lane out. Kind of
Do you guys ever have like a special like item that like whenever you just have it with you, you just like win at life?
Oh, you mean in League?
No, just in life.
I was about to say Rod of Ages. That item never let me down.
No, I just mean like a keepsake that like you have with you. Like for me, anytime I wear my anytime I wear my 7-time world champion LA Dodgers hat, I always just win every tournament I'm in. Like there was this one time, there was this like really big tournament for the One Piece card game. And like Ben was gonna come, but he was unable to come because he got sick. And Ortiz really wanted me to play, but the tournament costed $80 to enter, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I don't have a lot of money. I don't know if I can afford it." And he was like, "Don't worry, bro. Like, I'll pay for you." And I was like, "Okay, I'll enter the tournament, and I'll just like give you guys like 4 boxes each." And that was equate to like $2,000 at the time. So I just entered the tournament. I had my LA Dodgers hat, and I just fucking won the tournament. And I just gave Ortiz and Ben like both 4 boxes, and I just won $2,000.
Think of a specific game in Split 3 where he just started hitting Dragon because he wanted the team to come.
Like people just know in the community when I wear that hat, I'm just gonna go undefeated.
For a 0-kill to 0-kill game, Quad dies to an early gank, Busio gets caught in River, and suddenly the game is in a bad
Or if I have my Gun Owners for Trump hat. The Gun Owners for Trump is my newest like winner's hat.
You're wearing a Dodgers hat, and I'm dodging you, bro.
With him, usually when you see Maokai's, one thing that you can tell about their build, they almost always go with the Leandries first for that little bit of extra damage, extra harass there on the saplings, but then sometimes you follow up with more AP, sometimes you follow up
I used to have like 60-something hats, and I never wear hats.
Really?
Compared to the red one, so I feel like this is going to be more of a tanky Maokai, depending on Lucian and Rise and Urgot to deal all the damage.
Yeah, at the very least here, gonna go into a Leandry.
The only hat that like I would wear would be like on vacation, and it was my Ralph Lauren hat.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
I just love hats because my hair always like, I feel like it just always, once it like gets too long, it just starts looking like shit. So until I get a haircut, I just wear a hat. Especially if I'm working.
I agree, like I have to get a haircut done.
Cause like, I usually get my haircut done from my coach, cause he owns a barber shop. But I usually wait to get a haircut from him whenever he's gonna be like available afterwards to like go eat with me. So I've been waiting a while. And plus like, recently my brother has been going there and taking his son Bobby. So we usually like wait to go together. Because his son won't like get a haircut from anyone else. Because he's like 2 years old and he gets scared. We had to like put him in the chair and like spin him around and make him think it's like a roller coaster. We had to trick him.
On the way out, but Trimby actually teleporting down to the bottom side. Maybe it's a trail play in that one.
Bro, the craziest thing happened to my coach's barbershop. So, listen to this. So, my coach, for like the past like 2 or 3 years, he worked for this guy named Murph. Like, and it was just them at the barbershop. And this Murph guy, like, he was like a trustworthy, like, good guy. And, like, we'd known him for like 3 years. And then, recently, a couple months ago, the Murph guy just like said like oh yeah, I'm gonna be leaving this state in like 8 days, and you either need to buy the barbershop or get out. Then so the Murph guy leaves, and my coach is like, wait, what the fuck? And the landlord comes and he's like, oh yeah, so Murph actually has not paid the rent on the barbershop in 11 months. And he's like, wait, what the fuck? And the landlord is like, yeah, like I knew that like Murph was having a hard time and I've been having cancer, so I was trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt and like just like help him out. But after 11 months, I need to like actually like do something about it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's so fucked for this guy to just take advantage of this old man who has cancer. And Murph was acting like everything was good, like even like 6 months ago, like nothing's wrong. Then he randomly dips out of town. Then, so my coach has to like basically liquidate all of his assets to buy the barbershop immediately. And like the landowner, like he's a cool guy. He's not making my coach like pay back any of the money that Murph owned. But a dude comes into the barbershop and like my coach is he's like a deputy at like some county, and he's also like ex-military. So this guy comes in and he's like, hey, do you need any help? And he's like, I'm looking for Murph. And my coach is like, he's gone. He's never coming back. He's like, do you know where I can find him? He's like, no, like, I think he went to Arkansas. And the guy's like, oh, well, he owns a lot of money to some powerful people. So basically the Murph guy was just trafficking like drugs and like he was doing it while like Craig's like 12-year-old daughter was like at the shop, which is like so fucked. So basically, dude, basically like the mafia sent in an enforcer to try to get like Craig to pay them like the money that Murph owned. And Craig was like, dude, he fucked me over. Like, get the fuck out of my shop or like I'm going to put a bullet in your head, basically. And the guy left.
Between the Jacks and the Urgot, still nobody dead in that matchup here just yet.
But that entire like sequence is just so fucking crazy to me, because like up until this point the Murph guy had been like a good like friend. Like the fact he did that was just so shocking. So I've been trying to help my coach like get business and shit, because he didn't really have the money to like buy the shop. He was just kind of like forced into it.
Anywhere in this game, the most meaningful is in the bottom lane there between the Yunara and Lucian. Masu has built up about a 300 gold lead for himself.
And Flowers, your Urgot here for Bwipo, fully maxed out Purge at the moment. He's been spamming it as he's walking back. It also synced up with his Black Cleaver timing on the Urgot, which is another big item power spike for him.
I feel like if the game goes to 15 minutes without like VKS getting a plus 1,000 gold lead or even a plus 2,000 gold lead, I feel like it's just a guaranteed FlyQuest victory.
I don't think he knows.
The one thing about FlyQuest is they almost never blow leads.
Again, he should find him there with the edge of the grand entrance, but it's not serious damage this time. You still get
they had a kill on Rise and he TP'd out. They got a
This is what we're talking about. Desamis, they're trying to attack him on his Krugs. He got the big Krug.
Oh shit. Dude, they got the big Krug. It's GG. Urgot.
They're wasting ult.
So it's a little bit of a map trade right now where Trimby has probably spent the
I feel like Rise has to leave. He's probably gonna die. He's gone. He's gone. Goodbye.
With the fear of getting dove by the full undodgeable Aurora combo if Trimby had landed some CC. He's going back in.
Oh shit. I don't know about that. Oh my gosh, wow. I'm telling you, FlyQuest is not going to lose, because Busio is called the Bard God for a reason. He's just dirty on Bard. Oh my gosh, he caught him lacking. He caught him lacking. Oh my gosh. That was dirty. Dude, Bard is so broken. Bard is how Noah climbed to Diamond. He just spammed Bard.
Bard is good. I won't say he's only good because you like actually gank other lanes and it makes you gank other lanes.
He just like, he has so much utility. He's so versatile. Like you can just fucking leave. Like there, like he can just poke that guy and say, ha, I'm gone. See ya.
And he can heal, and he has a lot of damage.
And he gives heal. He could just run top lane and be like, oh, here's 3 fucking Bard heal packs. So if someone dives you under a tower, they just can't.
To his credit, he did a good job on that island. And is still staying, very, very, competitive.
It's crazy because, like, Noah got to Diamond with Bard, and then he was like, yeah, bro, I can, like, carry with Bard. And then I realized, like, bro, I'm like, Noah, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you, like, in the jungle? And I'm like, wait, bro, are you just, like, getting high as a kite and just running around chasing after the little, like, Bard sprites? And he's like, no. And I'm like, yes, you fucking are. Get the fuck out of the jungle. And I just realized this guy is just like fucking griefing because he's just getting like, he's just hitting dabs and just running around chasing the Bard sprites, just disregarding every other action in the game. I'm like, bro, I can't play with you if you're gonna play Bard. Fuck you.
Urgot ultimate is actually such an insane team fight mechanism if you get the big AoE fear execute.
Interesting that they are showing the bottom invade from Busio, but Inspired is actually topside. So they're splitting their support and jungle moves at the moment for FlyQuest, and Inspired...
Oh, shit. Bro, that was literally an insane Bard ult. They call this guy the Bard God for a good reason, man. Urgot coming in. The Urgot ult. That was huge.
Aurora whiff. She got CC.
Bro, Bard plus Maokai is such a dirty combo. Because you can literally just put them in stasis until the Maokai hits them at maximum range. And it's just a guaranteed, like, 3.5 or 4 second stun. I don't know what the maximum stun is on it, but it's pretty fucking crazy. No. Quad's out. He's gone. See ya. See ya, bitch.
Look how tanky he is. Rise is so broken.
Yeah, Rise is broken.
I know, I played him in your game the other day, and I was like 14 and 7. It was like, I had like a million damage.
You played him in my game.
Yeah, we played in a game in a rank together, and I was like carrying the game. We had like idiot DNA.
Oh yeah, that was like a week ago.
Our teammates were griefers. Like every game I play.
Bro, Jax is so bullshit.
I can't believe you like played your first game with Jax jungle and you did good.
It's so easy. It's like so broken. It's like, there's like no way anyone can punish you. It's like your teammate ints, you're like, okay, I just can't take damage for 4 seconds. Alright, bye. Okay, I'm gonna hop to this ward. Okay, see ya. It's like, you do a lot of damage, and all of your abilities only have 1 line of text instead of 3 paragraphs. Like, it's so simple, but so effective. It's like playing Master Yi, except no one can kill you. Oh... The Urgot ult. Suppressed, my guy. Suppressed. Ding. Urgot W. Get suppressed, my guy.
Yeah, that was first blood, and I get a turret.
1.5k gold lead. Bro, wait, what is happening? Wait, Urgot is going for the Krugs, bro. You told me Urgot can't go for Krugs. He says you said Urgot never goes Krugs. This guy tried to go Urgot Krugs.
I never said anything about Urgot. What are you talking about?
Bro, I swear to God, you were literally telling me, you were like, oh my gosh! Wow. Well, I don't know why he took that fight at all, honestly. I thought he was going to 1v2 for a second. If he had ult, he could have totally done that, but I don't know why he did that. He could have just walked away. Maybe he was just stalling so they could get Prio on the Herald.
Top turret with quad, and they start the Rift Herald, but likely have to back away.
I mean, they traded a kill for a turret. That's huge. They now have 2 Drakes and a 1.6k gold lead. That's actually amazing. Stay off the Bard, brother. Bard doesn't deserve this.
I want VKS, though. I'm sorry. I'm rooting for them so hard right now.
It's fine. As long as you're okay with being labeled as an Antifa supporter and a certified communist, you can do whatever you want.
It doesn't matter that they're from South America.
It does.
Guys, it wouldn't surprise me if you drive a Prius.
Bruh!
Hey, bro, if you're interested, I can give you a coupon code from Riot to get a Kia. Kia's a great American brand, right? If you want a vehicle that's only going to last you for 50,000 miles, a Kia might be, like, good for you.
Shit, see all they do.
Yeah, Urgot, the Clogfather. The Clogfather, double kills. Da-da-da-da-ding. I'm actually so surprised that someone finally locked in Urgot.
And nearly gets one shot by this engage. I'd say Bards ultimate saves him to delay time.
Bro, that's such a dirty Bard ult. That was such a dirty Bard ult.
So bad. He's W. Oh, like, what is this guy doing?
That was one of the dirtiest Bard ults I've seen in a while.
Allows them to chase through.
And then Masu, I gotta think that must have been a misclick. That is
Yeah, you think the whole team picks these characters like a deck of cards? Like they already have these decks like pre-planned.
Oh yeah. I mean, the entire point of draft is like, okay, I'm gonna ban Xayah because I know they're gonna go Xayah Rakan. Okay, because I banned Xayah, it means they're gonna lock in Lucian. If they lock in Lucian, we can go Bard Maokai in response, and it goes like that. These people, like, they have basically like an answer in their mind for every combination. Now, where it gets interesting is once you get to game 5 of a series, a lot of the champions and the teams have already been used, and most players agree that, like, game 1, you can basically predict the outcome of the draft and, like, metagame for it. Game 2, you can metagame to a certain extent, but game 3 onward is kind of just like, okay, what is available, what works well together, right? So that's why this new system is just, like, so much more interesting. Because, like, past game 3, you just see these combinations that you would never see. Like, if this was a 3-0, you're never seeing Urgot. Why is he targeting Otacon? Okay, it doesn't matter. The Bard God! Da-da-da-da-ding!
Beautiful disengage there with a heartbreaker, but now Boal's got to be careful.
VKS
looking for the Jax.
Yeah, he's got nowhere to go. He's in the outcome. He is trapped by FlyQuest.
Bramble smashed the
See ya, Jax. See ya, Jax.
With a twisted advance. Boal is the target, but where's the rest of the damage?
You got the wave on there.
Quad finally arrives, picks up the kill, but the Rift Herald is summoned up here in the mid lane.
And Otacon is going to be FlyQuest. It's about what VKS can get on the other side. They've just given that away.
That's huge.
Knowing their true soul laners are dead, but they crashed the Rift Herald mid, and they're likely going to delay this soul.
We'll trade Otacon for Drake all day. They don't even have a Drake. That's huge.
He's got Busio next to him, 4,000 HP here with the Drake.
Oh, that's Urgot's dead. That's so sad. No, Urgot. Oh my gosh, the dirtiest Bard. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was such an insane exchange. The fact they actually delayed the Drake that long is crazy.
Here comes the ulti. Inspired and Busio still around. Inspired walks up, but no, it is secured by Desamas.
Bro, that was insane. He almost actually stole that. Oh my gosh, the dirtiest Bard ult. That was actually crazy. This guy is literally insane on Bard. He's just the Bard God. It is what it is.
Have taken the Otacon, lost the Drake, the kills 4-8, favoring Fly. And in all the
Come on, VKS. What the fuck? This Bard and Urgot is just doing work.
Dude, they call this guy the Bard God for a reason.
If it wasn't for Aurora getting picks, this game would be tough.
No one can stop the Bard God.
Rakan is so ass. Rakan is greasy. He literally just got insta-killed by Urgot because he's ass.
He deserves to be ass. FlyQuest is about to send VKS back to Brazil to get a Brazilian butt lift. Whereas the FlyQuest hosses are going to be smoking a cigar in the lounge for the next 2 hours.
Dude, they're destroying this Brazilian team so bad that these players are probably kicked out of Brazil.
Brazil is so ass that only 1 out of 5 people on the Brazilian team is actually from Brazil.
We're keeping up the pace here at FlyQuest. They do increase the lead a bit.
Brazilian is so trash. They have to outsource.
Yeah.
With the pace of the game, we're gonna get a lot of pedals, extra pedals off of kills too.
For sure, and I do feel
My bro,
like this game is in
you can't tell me that Chinese guy is from fucking Brazil.
Think about how many, units of fentanyl they had to outsource to the USA in order to import actually high-value people to their country.
Trying to hard carry. He already went too far in the bottom lane. He did die in that Dragon contest 2v4 as well.
I mean, it can't be worse in America. Our basketball players are more important than our military men.
That's true. I've never understood people who didn't respect the military. I've always had a high respect for anyone who's in the military.
Magic boots here for the extra magic shield, plus the Sterix
Yeah,
gauge shield for him. And it's at a break point right now where Boal still.
It's actually crazy to me that, like, you'd be surprised, like, a large percentage of people don't actually know that in most other, like, countries, military service is required.
Or, yeah.
This is, like, one of the few, like, established like, there are some others, but there's not, like, a ton. Like, for every country that doesn't require military service, I'm sure there's 2 countries that do.
And also, in my opinion, the upgraded Mercury treads from Feats of Strength are OP in the side lanes, because any of these side
like, dude, South Korea has forced military service, and they have the most, like, overseas stationed troops. Like, they have a bunch of troops from the United Nations stationed there. They have a bunch of troops from the USA stationed there. They really don't need, like, people to be in their military because they're not going to be in a war, because no one's going to challenge them because of how much, like, support they have from other countries. But they still have a mandatory service.
So, controller chopped down by their tower as well. And Quad, this guy has done so well without a lot of focus from his own team, without a lot of extra
It just makes you think that just because you were born on that land, you have to die for the politicians that own that land.
Yeah, and I mean, in some cases, you're not even dying. You're just wasting your life, right? Like, you know, in North Korea, you have a 10-year mandatory military service. North Korea is unlikely to actually, like, go to war because, like, the reality is, like, everyone knows that North Korea is just violating so many human rights, but they know that because the country is so underdeveloped, that if they actually went in there and just assassinated the royal family, it would literally crash the economy of the rest of the world because there'd be so many, like, uneducated people that are just migrating to these other countries that no one is ever going to do anything about it. So, like, none of these soldiers are ever actually going to, like, see battlefield activity, but they still have to spend 10 years in the military. Like, that's crazy.
That Vivo K-Stars is going to try and counter, and that's going to be the thing that advances the game. It's that or the Dragon Soul, but with how confident Bwipo is, I think we're going to see Bwipo play first.
Okay, he goes in for a Q. Immediately, Disdain onto Trimby, chasing after the Vivo K-Stars support. Bwipo leads the charge. Husio coming up behind him. Now FlyQuest looking to send in the whole team. Desamas could be in danger.
Oh my gosh, he didn't even need to ult. Urgot ult, Urgot ult. Let's go. The Urgot double kill.
Gotcha, bitch.
I can't believe Urgot survived that. Like, I actually thought Urgot was dead.
Why is Jax in the bot lane? And why is Ryze in the mid lane? And why is Aurora not with the Ryze, matching Ryze?
He shows up in time to at least try to cover a little bit for Boal, but the bottom lane tier 2 dies as Baron is claimed, and the FlyQuest.
GG's. Sign the slip. See you next year, buddy. Sign the slip.
Bro, we're about to get a fly Urgot skin.
Bro, that would be so hot. We're not going to get a fly Urgot skin. I honestly think that, like, I don't think that a American region team will win a world championship in our lifetime. In fact, I think the game will die and lose all esports support before an American team wins a world championship.
For FlyQuest, so Vivo K-Stars should definitely not go contest that one at the moment. They are far outgunned. Just try and make a cross-map play, pick up an objective bounty if you possibly can.
I just wonder how this game is still going.
He is level 18.
Yeah, I don't know how the game hasn't ended.
Is even level 17. He has a fully completed Zhonya's
Is that a Malachi that's 0 and 1?
Yeah, but he has 7 assists. He has a lot of gold. He's playing Maokai jungle. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. And he Zhonya's. He didn't even Zhonya's. And then Bard ults him. Oh my gosh, and he gets out? What?
Oh my god.
Bro, that was disgusting. That was so disgusting.
I'm telling you, you guys could climb with that champ. He's so busted. Look at his HP count.
Miru tries to channel his recall. Bwipo is still chasing. Morteo's trying to kite it out. Trimby finally back alive. Masu's got another minion wave coming up. FlyQuest will not end yet.
Quadmas almost comes early right there, and they're still chasing down the
Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Goodbye. Goodbye. See ya. Night night. Night night. Night night, don't worry. The Brazilian special military police will come to see you in the morning. See ya, bud. See ya, bud. A Mossad agent will be at your hotel within the next 20 minutes. Be prepared to pack your things. You're going to the front line. Your deterred military service is ended. Sorry about you.
Such a great series, Kobe, between the North and the South.
Yeah,
what'd you say, Bryce?
I said I kind of feel bad for VKS. Like, they're literally getting ran down.
Imagine you're just VKS and you're just going into this and you just know that there's like no chance that you're going to be able to win.
Even as FlyQuest come to approach to end this series, to end this
it's
game.
Just Urgot is too strong.
I mean, Rise is... Dude, Rise is the real fucking, like, carry here. He's level 18. He's higher level than Urgot already.
MSI, this has been, you know, the best year for Brazil.
He's been level 18 for like 3 minutes.
Split one going 8 games to 1 for the North. This split has been 14 games.
Dude, Bard, honestly, Bard just hard carried this game. Bard just straight up hard carried this game. Oh my gosh.
No, they could.
Oh my gosh. That was so close. Wow.
Oh. Can they pick off? No.
Bro,
GG.
The guy playing Rise literally just keeps surviving by a sliver of health because Bard just keeps ulting him, and then as soon as he gets out of the stasis, he just has his team there.
They're gonna go in for the cleanup? No, bro, it's deleted.
GG's.
Oh, he's emoting?
Yeah!
Oh my...
USA! 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 USA!
Dude, Rise has won like every game he's been in. She's 100% win rate.
Really?
Yes, dude, I've been watching these pro games and everybody just thinks they can burst out Rise. Now they know how I feel in my ranked games when I have to play against the Rise.
Does Rise have like an ability that gives him armor or
He's called
magic?
a battle mage. He has a massive pool of health. So, because he's counted as a battle mage.
Does he have any ability that gives him armor?
No, but whenever you get mana, he gets damage. So if you build mana, he just gets like bro, the stupidest amount of damage you ever
Really?
Yeah, it's so broken.
That's
I
dope.
hate Rise. He's one of the most hated mid laners because you can't burst him out.
Rise has been broken since the inception of the game. When Rise was first released, he was like tier 0.
No, that's the funniest shit. Before we even started playing the game, I was like, we were talking about Rise. Like, wait, what? I was like, bro, Rise is broken. Like, why is Rise broken? I'm like, because the game classifies him and everyone classifies him as a late game champ, but he literally pokes you out in lane so bad, and he has the biggest health pool, and so he's literally broken throughout the whole game.
I mean, in any setting where you can communicate with your team, Rise has one of the top 5 best ultimates in the entire game.
He does too much damage, and he also just is too tanky. That's just like too broken.
And he also just like has he has a teleport, so he can like get out. He has a get out of jail free card.
They're doing that, basically they're like, okay, well this guy doesn't have an ult. First off, bitch, his ult's broken. You can like dash across the map and then just like jump a whole team. Second off, they're basically like, okay, since he doesn't have an ult that does damage, we're gonna buff his stats. And they just like made like the most monstrosity of a champion that's not nearly as bad as Heimerdinger, but I can literally win a lane with that early game piece of garbage.
What criteria, what is the criteria for you to be able to teleport? Like, can you just teleport your team into the enemy base, or does there have to be like vision, or what is the restriction?
I mean, there's like a distance on it.
There's just a distance?
It's not that far, believe it or not.
But can you teleport from like mid tier 1 tower to the enemy base?
Hell no, it's not that far. You can maybe like TP from like Dragon to bot lane. That's how far it is.
That's pretty far. Oh wait, no, okay, never mind. I thought you said Dragon to top lane. I was like, oh wait, never mind. That's actually not that far.
Dude, is it messed up that if I was FlyQuest, I let the other team be able to touch the trophy and be like, yeah, you wish I won this shit?
That'd be pretty funny. The homie Kangas.
I'm about to play a draft. You guys want to hop in?
I'm
Yeah,
actually.
no.
I'm gonna go mow the lawn and I'll be back. I gotta
Yeah,
mow.
bro, it's being pressured by mom. You gotta get that done.
I was kind of into game 3, yeah.
I know. She.
The other thing is pretty easy, yeah.
I literally told her that I was already gonna do it.
Another 3-0. So what was your thoughts about Vivocade and how they were able to?
I forget that my mic is $400 and you can hear things like 500 feet away.
VKS middle really like to play like some melee team like Silos or Akali. I mean, he played really well in game 3. Also, I was ending this game.
Also, I was ending this game.
Did you feel like you had to change your play style or adapt to what Miru was doing? Because he is a tough opponent. A lot of people in the South were saying he would be their front runner for Player of the Year for Southern players. So how did that affect your game into Miru?
Well, to be honest, I was playing Rise and I know my champion's broken, so I didn't really care.
But this year I just tried to change my gameplay because I think my weak point is like kind of like not aggressive. So this year I tried to aggressive and then like last game, like I get any 3 ulti.
Yeah, she's still there.
Like this. Yeah, just I try to aggressive.
I think
you're trying to be aggressive. I love to hear that. How aggressive are you going to be going into Worlds now? Because you just claimed first seed for the Americas. Looking forward to Worlds. How confident are you in your own abilities
Yeah, I
to
got
perform
loaded
there?
out.
I mean, we hopefully maybe you can go final in Worlds. Hopefully, I will try to.
Finals in Worlds.
I hope so.
I think this is the first time that in like 10 years that there's a real chance that the USA could get to like top 4 in Worlds. I think that's a possibility.
Okay, Inspired's a little busy right now. He's got to do a photo opportunity. Well, let's grab Masu instead.
I think after watching that tournament, I'm about to go crazy.
Inspired, you just cold shoulder me. Take your moment.
If it was in the USA, I'd totally go, but it's in China. You know, because the game got bought out by a communist company. I don't know if you know.
Congratulations on that.
I'm waiting to. I mean,
I wasn't trying to
thoughts on the series as well.
Dude!
Cass is like, hurry up and mow so we can play.
Listen, I caught this guy cheating. I reported him. And after review, they banned him, and it says banned for the rest of one eternity.
Bro, I thought you can't be toxic like that.
Does it give me my LP back?
Bro, that's the first thing you think about.
Dude, it didn't give me my LP back. Yeah. So last night I was playing ranked on this other account, not my main account, and I mean this account's in plat.
Right, he has an alt account. Report him.
Listen. This guy was playing Zuri, his name is God Reflex, and he literally was scripting. He was dodging. We gotta go watch the replay. It was insane. Every time I threw an ability, the moment I pressed it, the game knew where was the direction. Like,
preparing for another World Championship
direction. Somehow I still landed abilities on this
right now I'm a lot more aware of the game plan and kind of the role that my champion has in the game versus the enemy champions and with our champions. I think
bro, you're not?
have gone a lot better at
and
playing
you're not?
together. We've gone a lot better at just like laning everything, so
I don't know, you seem like yeah, you do, bro. Yeah, it's not like all your accounts are gonna be banned.
I'm pretty confident.
Did you know he has a permanently banned account?
Where do you think you rank then? As a duo, as a bot lane duo, where do you rank globally in terms of power scale?
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Oh, how about this? How about this instead? Do you think you're better than all the European bot lane duos?
I knew he was scripting. I didn't know. And so I wake up this morning. I was having fun right whenever this tournament ended. Guess what?
Thank you very much, Masu. I know that your family's always watching, always cheering you on. You want to give any shout-outs to anybody at home, either family members or anyone else?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching all the time. And I know my dad is probably watching right now, so hopefully he's happy.
I'm sure he is. I'm going to guess that he is. All right, Inspired, now it's time. You can hop over here. Sorry, I had to do it back to you a little bit right there. But congratulations on a win, the one and only
but your
Jungle
game's not up and
LTA
loaded and we're
champion.
queuing in.
And
True.
you came into this series very confident. We had an interview with you before the series where you kind of chuckled and said, yeah, we're going to win. And I know that a lot of people will chalk that up to confidence in your abilities. And FlyQuest is the best, but it takes a lot of work to be the best. So I want to ask you about that. Reflect on the work that you put in this year and the rewards that you're reaping now being LTA champion.
Overall, I think it's so much better than last year. I think we just became way more consistent. I think last year we already knew how we wanna play the game, but I think this year we kind of perfected it a bit, and yeah, our games are more solid, I think, and I think that's why we're winning every series.
Basically, I'm just a jungle chat, and I'm just better than all of you, you know?
In the first split, and ever since then, we didn't really lose many games. Yeah, I think the consistency were the best team, and yeah, I guess all the work that we put in was worth it in the end. So
yeah, I'm listening, bro.
Absolutely worth it. I will say some of the other series you lost were to LPL teams at MSI, Anyone's Legend, BLG. So going into Worlds,
who's that guy?
Are we gonna beat an LPL team? Can we beat an LPL team in a best of 5?
Yes, we can.
Who's that random bald ass dude who they just let hold up the trophy?
For sure we can, but I think it's a different way of playing when we play against Asian
Bro, he's
teams.
the hedge fund manager that makes it all happen behind the scenes.
To switch our mindset a bit, not be scared of them, and because at the end of the day you're playing against very big names. When you go to international tournament, then that can sometimes get into your head, and you can play differently. So I think we need to make sure that that doesn't happen. And
what time does your mom come home?
Take all the practice that we'll be able to get before the tournament.
You talking to me?
And hopefully
yeah, Ashby.
I'll be cheering you on, obviously. Final question for you.
It's kind of random.
LTA
I mean,
she
doesn't stay here most of the time. She usually stays at her boyfriend's
also
house.
Shout out anybody else on the team. Who else do you think deserves
She's usually not like
that
home
maybe
most of the
hasn't gotten
time.
as much of one?
I would say about like 2 or
Everyone,
3 days a
from
week.
Coaching staff and managers to all the players. I think everyone did a great job.
Shout out to the entire team. Thank you so much, Inspired, for the interview. Let's get Bwipo over here, the wide man.
The wide man.
Do you have Kess muted or are you trolling him?
Oh, well, I just had him lowered a little bit because I'm trying to listen to what this guy's saying.
A champion not a lot of top laners are willing to pull out, and you played that very aggressive. So talk to me about why you wanted the Urgot there.
I mean, we ran out of physical damage champions, so I had some other picks prepared in Jax, but whenever I need a physical damage top laner, I like the Urgot and Jax, and he scales pretty well.
I respect
now,
Urgot.
Something about when you play Urgot, it feels like you just
Dude,
are always going in. Is that
He's
something
like, why
about
did you
the
pick
champion,
Urgot?
or is it
Well, we
just
just
something
ran
that
out
you
of
felt confident in that you needed to be aggressive in that game?
Big damage champions.
He's a huge stat-checking champion. He's
So
very
I had to pick him.
simple-minded champion. So I think what you want to focus on when you're playing Urgot is farming enough so you're strong enough. And then when you're really strong, you kind of just bulldoze through the enemy team because there's no frontline champions tanky enough to handle how much max health damage he does.
That's true.
All right, fair enough. Well, the Urgot got you the win. Congratulations on that. Any final message?
As an Urgot main, I respect him.
Stay vain, bro.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for everyone for supporting me anyway. I mean, it was really nice to hear from the people that did support me. Thank you.
Thank you, Bwipo, for the interview.
Bro, it's the
I'll let you
guy
get to
that
the rest
Bryce
of the
said
team.
was an imposter.
Now let's get. Can we get Gakkos? Bushu, I'm gonna save you.
Bro, that guy
for
might be
little later.
a foreign
It'll make sense in a
spy.
moment.
He's
Gakkos,
probably just
I
in the
wanna chat
team
with you
meetings
for a
and he's
bit.
like,
I
does
know you didn't get a
anybody
chance
have any
to
lunch
actually compete
codes?
on stage today.
Yeah, Ash.
The crowd's
Kess
behind
is
you.
very adamant for
You
you
did
to turn him
3-0 in
off.
the series that you did.
I
play,
will, but
so
his mic
tell
is
me,
really loud, and I'm
what
just
was
gonna
your
want to hear what
summer
this last
like
guy's
here
saying.
Playing in North America.
I mean, it feels so good. Also today, I didn't do any mistakes, so it feels really good.
Perfect gameplay from Gakkos, if you think about it. If you really think about it. All right, I know that there's still a lot of people cheering for you. I've heard a lot of cheers for you, signs for you. What message do you want to give to everyone supporting you?
I mean, thank you for supporting me and keep supporting me. I will try my best in next seasons too, so yeah.
The future of the league right here. Thank you, Gakkos, for the quick words. And now
Oh,
I
man,
do
should've
want to
played
chat
Aatrox,
with
bro.
Busio. The Bard God
The
himself.
Bard God.
And your Kia's final
You should have played
MVP.
Shaco.
Congratulations, Busio.
Dude, that guy
Like, you
carries
keep maybe
Bard.
yelling at Ash.
That guy just hardcore carried his Bard. He deserved the finals
Chanting
MVP.
Half chanting Busio. They're synonymous in this moment.
Inspired
I wanna get
honestly
your
didn't
immediate
do nearly
reactions
as much
to
as
the
Busio
series
this
and how
game.
you performed.
That was hype.
That was hype.
I really like the arena here. It's completely packed. The energy was just
Bro, it's not even
amazing.
completely packed. You can literally just see so many hollowed seats.
I'm really
Literally
happy
half
and
the
also
crowd.
shout out to my
The
teammates.
arena is at like 30% occupancy.
And the
It was not
Bard
packed at
gameplay,
all.
man,
What
this
the heck?
champion is also becoming synonymous with you. I love it when a pro player just takes a champion and owns it. So what is it about Bard that you love so much as a pick?
I think I just know my win condition, you know? You gotta get a little funny. You gotta be wide around the map. If you do the normal thing, you're not going to be too useful. So it's just about looking at the whole map and knowing where to be.
You just gotta discard your team and just go hunt the sprites, you know?
So as an Emerald Bard enjoyer, what advice would you give for me and maybe some of the other lower elo players out there that want to pick up the champ?
Emerald Bard enjoyer? Bro,
Watch
you
my
ain't even
stream.
Emerald.
Watch his stream, twitch.tv/Busio. How many O's are in it? How many O's? Yeah. 2, I guess. Busio lol. Easy. Busio lol. Now, Busio, last time I chatted with you on a final stage, it was the conference finals, and you had some words for Europe, and I'm going to put you on the spot. G2 3-0'd earlier today. You just 3-1'd in your finals. So, does that change your perspective of how NA is going to do against EU at Worlds? No. We lost
Let's
the game
go.
over practice.
Let's
It was
go.
light work.
Let's go. The Bard God
Thank you so
speaks the
much,
truth.
Busio. Any final words that you have for anybody out there supporting you? Yeah, I mean, thank you to the fans, but I'd also like to talk
I think
about
it's
the
so
Mad Hatter
cringe
augment in Arena
that this
and
guy's
Gamba
wearing.
Envil. That should be nerfed.
It's so cringe this guy's wearing a bolo
It's
tie.
OP. All right, so some balanced advice
I can
as
see
well
you
for the
rocking
team.
it.
Yeah, and if the fans could
A
agree
bolo
with me,
tie
then
is
maybe
just
we
the
can start a
most,
movement
like,
and get that nerfed. If
stereotypical,
take notes. Let's
like
get on
country
FlyQuest
thing.
with the trophy one more time. Dallas, Texas.
I've never found bolo ties cool. Like most country guys do not wear a bolo tie and they don't even wear a cowboy hat. They just wear like a checkered like plaid button-up shirt, and maybe if they're like kind of like a poser, they'll have like a belt buckle.
No, that's insane. That was insane. A+ call out for the Mad Hatter Reaver.
He is not
We
wrong,
need
by
the
the way.
nerf.
Gamba Anvil is OP. We need to nerf it. I agree with him. 100%.
I just love how any content piece he's in now. He did this in the episode I was in with pros. He's like giving people arena advice. He's like, you should play arena. This man is the biggest proponent of arena as a game mode outside of the devs themselves.
Yeah, this was the guy who said you should play Tom Kench and you can just get infinitely scaling Q stacks.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
It is very common after scrims. I see like the entire FlyQuest in the same lobby in an arena. I'm like, hey, can I join that?
He's taking it home with him. He's taking it home with him. Busio Masu, all on, like,
lane carrying it out.
2018 IG, carrying home Jackie Love.
We were telling stories about that earlier.
Jackie Love and Baolan.
Yeah.
Baolanio.
All right, boys. I'm gonna end the stream and I'll be back. I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. May the Lord bless you, keep you, bestow his countenance upon you, and give you peace. And you already know, if it's not the good